Bum 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 ba-dum. Bum 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 bum. Doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo. Hello,
Are we
everyone.
rattling
Wel-
some papers?
Welcome to Porch Time, the pinnacle of civilization. But if you would like to elevate your experience to something beyond comprehension of your tiny, tiny, shiny human brains, all you need is a cup or a mug or a glass, a tankard, chalice or stein, a canteen, jug or flask, a vessel of any kind. Fill it with your favorite liquid. I prefer shitty vodka. And join me now for the unparalleled pleasure, the dopamine hit of the day, the thing that makes everything better, the simultaneous sip. And it starts now. Ah, oh, that is wretched.
Everybody forgets the tiny, shiny human brain is part of that. You got like the whole thing in there.
No, none of the scripts I found had that included. So
So you had to go add that in. That was good to add in.
I just went and listened to one of his previous things like 10 minutes ago.
Oh, nice. So you just got it all in. It was always so funny to me after years of listening to that. Number one, he said that he still hadn't had it memorized and he still read it every single day.
Yeah, if you look, he's usually looking down. Like one I watched was from like 8 months ago, and he's still like looking down.
And then secondly, he also said he doesn't he has shitty coffee. He doesn't really like coffee. He gets like the most basic. I thought he might have been like way into coffee, but he says he just gets like just drinks the most basic shit black and then just goes, yeah, this is great. I like it. And that whole entire time. Oh, anyone think Trump care will cover gender affirming care?
It fucking better, or I'm gonna riot.
It's looking like it with the Supreme Court, how that's all going. Was Trump care just dropped? Is that something brand new? Brody nominees. Oh yeah, we were Brody nominees.
We got snubbed.
Completely overlooked again.
It's all political. It's just bullshit.
It's just political. It's not by popularity. Obviously, they went by popularity. We would win
if they judge it on being artsy, and cunty and pretentious. I mean, we probably still wouldn't have won, but
yeah, I don't know what category we could have won for. It was nice of Steve to nominate us. I want to see Steve pop up in there because nope, Steve's not around yet. Where's Flip at? I don't know if he's coming. I don't know if he's not coming. He didn't say anything. He's probably coming.
He's boycotting because he's mad that we are shilling for or that we're sad that this POS racist MAGA douchebag who didn't get cancer treatment because he believes in woo. That's what I was told today. Actually, I got in back and forth in the NPR comments section. This will bring you back a little bit of grievance nostalgia for you. Somebody mentioned the pink tax. I was like, man, I haven't heard anyone bring that up in like, I don't know, 6-8 years or something.
I heard one a couple years ago. So my friend had to write a paper on it in his graduate music school class.
What?
He literally did.
So it was funny because some lady mentioned the pink tax, and I said what I always say: stop buying pink shit. And they're like, it's not more expensive because it's pink; it's because of the patriarchy. I was like, no, it's more expensive because it's not as mass producible. You're taking a customized version of a normal item; they can't mass produce it, so it's not quite as cheap as it would otherwise be. And then they started talking about like tampons and period pads and just menstrual products, and I was like, look, here's the deal. I'm totally in favor of those being exempt from sales tax, but first off, stop calling it a luxury tax. Because I remember the first time I heard that in like, I don't know, 2014, 2015, they were like, tampons are subject to a luxury tax, and that's just an overreach of the patriarchy. I was like, whoa, a luxury tax? Shit, that's shitty. That's shit. We're putting on extra tax for tampons. That's shitty. And then like, what is a luxury tax? Sales tax. Okay, these fucking idiots they were doing that. They were trying to do that in hopes that I wouldn't look it up, and I would campaign on their behalf. But it was funny because I got like 2 comments in with this lady, and the first, like she clearly looked at my profile and saw like I had posted a meme about Scott Adams, and she's like, "Holy shit, you're actually sad that that piece of shit racist MAGA supporter."
She found a unicorn in the wild.
Yeah, she didn't want to engage with what I was saying, so she said opinion dismissed. And it was also kind of funny because she's like, he died of his totally preventable cancer because he used woo. It's like, what are you talking? He has the same cancer Biden does. It was in his bones, you fucking idiot. What do you mean?
Yeah. That whole backlash, it's kind of funny that they're talking about it. It's like, I wonder if you gave it even just 2 more years, they might have forgotten about that thing, or I don't know if they'd remember that forever and ever. You might have had like a more controversial thing or something like that. But how old is that? Like 2 years old, a year and a half old? Like how long ago did that?
It's probably been 2 or 3 years.
But even if they didn't have that little moment where they declared him racist, they would have just called him like a Trump supporter, and that would have been just as bad or something like that. But
yeah, I don't know. They kept calling him racist, and they kept taking that thing. I hate saying this, but like out of context, right? Because you're like,
so obviously was.
Well, I know it's like if somebody were to reveal to me that like it looks like a study came out saying that the Jews like 80% of them are in favor of kidnapping white children and harvesting them for adrenochrome. I'd be like, well, shit, if that's the case, get away from the Jews.
Yeah.
Which is pretty much what he said.
That if that's the case clause is very important in that one.
Yes. So I did actually also in homage to Scott Adams, I did want to open the show with I found a new study. It's not a new study, it's an old study, but it says longitudinal associations among relationship satisfaction, sexual satisfaction, and frequency of sex in marriage. So what they did is out of 207 marriages, they examined potential bidirectional associations among marital satisfaction, sexual satisfaction, and frequently of sex. The rate, what was it? So after controlling for variables, they found that marital and sexual satisfaction were very linked. So it turns out that when you are married, if you're frequently boinking, you're happier with your marriage. And I could have saved them a lot of money. They could ask me that, and I'd have been like,
yep. Oh, yeah. The long list of... Somebody should just put together an entire list of every single day Scott Adams study that they could have just asked me that.
I know. That was my favorite thing. It felt like somebody had reached out into the ether and listened to me, because I had seen those like for so long. My friends would like post, "Well, look at this interesting study. It turns out that people who drink more water are healthier than people who are dehydrated." And you're like, yeah. Did we really need a $600,000 grant to study that?
I'm going to type and see if there's a data. Is there a database? Carry on. I'm going to let's look it up. Scott Adams studies you could have asked him. I've got my simultaneous sip in my way. You there, Flip?
You muted, Flip.
Is he?
Yeah, we can't hear you. It's probably your mic, because it doesn't say you're muted.
It doesn't say muted. There's no known database. Somebody should make that database.
Yeah, we still can't hear you.
Check 1 2 1 2.
He jumped out to jump back in, I guess.
Let's try that. Delbert. Let's see if he's popping back up.
Did you see in the Lobsters group?
Did that do anything?
Yep.
Yeah. You see in the Lobsters group, I got into a little back and forth with Seth about Pascal's wager.
Oh, I mean, I've got Pascal's wager here on the thing, but I mean, I guess we can go to it. But first, I mean,
Oh yeah, we can go wherever.
I think it's one of the, well, it's quick. I mean, we're doing Scott Adams first, but yeah, I want you to bring that up, so don't forget it. This was the end of an era of cartoons. If you guys didn't notice, just very, very, very important cartoons ended, and it was the search of the bazooka. And this cartoon ended this week.
Yeah, we've been waiting for this saga to come to a close.
The Steve Eliason finding the bazooka and getting chinced, much like a Christmas Story.
You mean the disgraced Steve Eliason?
The disgraced Trump supporting Steve Eliason.
No, did you see?
Yeah,
everybody's telling me that like there was 2 new DNPC downloads in the last 24 hours, and one of them is Scott Adams had totally survivable cancer that he refused to get medical treatment for.
Where did that one come from? That one's insane.
The same place they all do. The same place they all do.
We were just talking about that one because a lady in the NPR comment, I don't know if you heard us talking before, but we got into an argument about the pink tax, and she got like 2 comments in before she looked at my profile, saw a meme I had posted about Scott Adams and told me, "Oh, you're sad about that piece of shit racist who didn't cure his totally preventable cancer because he believed in woo."
Yeah,
and like, what are you talking about? Totally preventable? Like, if it's totally preventable, why is Joe Biden dying of it too?
Yeah.
Where did they get that idea or concept? Like, are they like mixing Steve Jobs with him or something?
Well, he tried some things that were like
he tried some things after the doctor told him he's inoperable, nothing you can do, you're dying.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. When he had nothing to lose, he tried whatever.
Which I'm like, if somebody told me like, "Hey, I'll come over to your house," like if I'm dying, if I'm in that state and somebody's like, "Hey, I'll come over to your house and I'll do Reiki on you because I'm really good at Reiki," I'd be like, fine.
But at the same time too, I mean, he didn't really do woo. I mean, they were kind of taking a stab at anything, but some of it was real medical ideas of completely removing testosterone from his body, which I think did prolong it, because he was supposed to have just a month. He had 6 months. Maybe it did prolong it for that. But I mean, that's a Western medical intervention. That's not woo. You know, he's got prostate cancer. Remove all testosterone. You take some drugs to remove all testosterone from the body. That's, you know.
The other DNPC.
Oh wait, how long is it going to be till they start calling that gender transition surgery? Oh, he's just taking gender affirming care.
You're giving them better arguments than they have. That's where you could make a living, like writing for The Guardian or Gawker or something like that. Like, you just need to toe their line, but if you find the most plausible bullshit for their line, you can just make a killer living.
I mean, they did it to Crowder when he got whatever that chest surgery was, and they're like, so he's against gender affirming care, but he got gender affirming care.
Yeah.
No, most of us don't think about our gender very much. Like if somebody asked me, like, what's your gender identity? I'd be thinking, shut the fuck up. What are you talking about?
Yeah, they always make that twist. And we were talking about it earlier with the bodybuilding and stuff and joking. We were just messaging about it, but we brought it up a million times before. But it's such a ridiculous claim.
Sorry, I interrupted, Flip. You were talking about the other talking point.
No, yeah, the other DNPC download from the last 24 hours is that all of this ICE stuff where there's an insurrection against ICE, and so Trump is talking about cracking down on it. It was all the plan from the very beginning to suspend the midterm elections. Trump used his magic powers to make a fat lesbian ram her car into a cop.
That one's grafted on. That was when I saw grafted on to when he was supposedly like sending in the National Guard into Washington D.C. and stuff. It's like he's putting the people in place to suspend the election.
Yeah, well, he's like, he knows that we're a bunch of violent dickbags who will assault police officers. So don't do the thing that you're gonna do, otherwise he'll crack down.
Man, they do have some wild conspiracy theories, man.
Oh yeah.
I think it's so funny that anybody ever tries to. It's almost the same thing as like Adorno did, saying that the authoritarian personality could only be right wing type stuff. That the conspiracy personality can only be right wing, which as if you are conservative-ish, it's very easy to agree. Yep, they get conspiratorial, man. Speaking of which, I was saying earlier, it was a doozy of a day because Candace Owens went after Tim Ballard and Nick Fuentes, and you're like, whoa, that's got to be a rough one on somebody's brain there. Like mommy and daddy are fighting all over, but
a bunch of guys with sunglasses, beards, and a backward ball cap sitting in their trucks are like ripping themselves in half right now.
Is this cognitive dissonance they talk about? Like they just too many pulling directions, tug of wars going on at the same time. But the entire concept of of communism and leftism and all their stuff is a conspiracy. Like the base of their entire reality of social constructionism and a top-down force is pushing this on everybody is a conspiracy. Like the essence of their whole world is a conspiracy theory.
Yeah, I feel like if I were like a bank robber or like a heist guy, like I'm Ocean, whatever, Danny Ocean, and I keep trying these heists, and they keep failing over and over and over again. And it's just a perfect offense. Somebody's like, "Your heists really suck." I'd be like, "No, a real heist has never been tried." Like, what are you talking about? I was like, "Well, a real heist would work." So
yeah,
obviously, I've never actually tried a heist before because it's never fucking worked.
Like we always said, Foucault was basically like some guy put to paper the same sorts of twisting and turning ideas you would have to try to talk your mom into letting you have a sleepover as a kid or something like that. Yeah. And they called it theory or something like that. But you can almost call all of Marxism that. You could go to work and like say I screwed up payroll for the week or something, and they come at me and go, real payroll's never been tried. You know, this isn't a real payroll. It's not the real thing. Let me do it again, and this time I will do it the real payroll. All I have to do is crack a few eggs to make an omelet. Steve's thing here, it basically came down to drink more Ovaltine. I just recently watched the Christmas Story again, but it looks like Steve got put through that same process. I think most of the people of our older generation did, where we thought we were cracking some code or get some walkie-talkie, and they collected all the Bazooka Joes just to get some cans and some strings, and we followed the whole entire saga, and it ended. It might have been this series that was keeping Scott Adams alive too, the spirit of comics, and it ended Scott Adams. You killed Scott, Steve. No, I'm just kidding.
He was hanging on to see the ending of Bazooka Joe.
Yeah. Controversial Dilbert cartoonist Scott Adams dies at 68. And these guys put in a couple paragraphs down. Just took 5 paragraphs to get there. The Adams called Black Americans a hate group and suggested white Americans get the hell away from Black people in response to a conservative organization's poll purporting to show that many African Americans do not think it is okay to be white.
Wait, that was a conservative poll? That's what they're saying?
Yeah, they said it was put out by a conservative organization's poll.
Like they just could have asked Joy Reid.
Yeah. Yeah, there are plenty of polls that say the same thing. He later defended his comments and said that he had been using hyperbole to make a point, adding that he disavowed racists and that, oh, look, I guess they did some correction there in their own thing. Flip already cracked the joke. Steve Lyson disgraced Bazooka comic writer. Scott Adams, disgraced Dilbert creator, dies at 68. Did you see this? They took her name off of it.
Oh, yeah, because she was getting shit.
Yeah.
Which is shitty. People shouldn't give her shit, but
Victoria Ada, well, I mean, they just called her fat and stuff, but I mean, she's as public as he is.
Just call
Some people are saying they shouldn't be doxing her. Who's doxing her? She's as public as he is.
Yeah.
But what were you saying? But yeah, just coming after her and calling her fat and all that stuff and going after her thing.
Disgraced columnist Victoria Edel. This is just unbelievable. You can murder your wife and a waiter and still get more love from People magazine.
It all still kind of shows the ethos. I mean, they keep proving the people who talk about Boomer Truth Regime right, that murder doesn't matter as much as saying something you can construe into a racism. You know, Which actually really was commenting on the racism of others. The reverse racism, no, the racism of others. Because he said, if they hate you that much, stay away from them. You know, and they're the ones who are doing the racial hating. Scott Adams, Trump-loving Dilbert cartoonist known for racist rants, has died. What's this one? This people again.
Was there other rants that they said were racist?
No,
Because
it's
they
just one.
They imagined them. They just hallucinated them, like the way they hallucinate everything.
They can pull that one because it is the one that got all his syndication pulled from everything.
Oh yeah,
because those guys all knee jerked into it.
Adam saw his popularity drop due to racist and misogynistic.
What are the misogynists?
I don't know. I think it's just that you can pair those two together. Like they just kind of compulsively do it.
He's white. He's male. He's conservative.
Yeah,
what
and
else do you need?
It's kind of like if like I don't know, you're making a sandwich for your kid, and for whatever reason he wants a peanut butter sandwich, just peanut butter. You might just compulsively put jelly on the other slice before you realize what you're doing. It's like that to them. It's just so second nature. Racist and misogynist. Oh, shit. No. Fuck. That's different guy.
The thing is, it's just like he's talked every single day for years and has ideas, or like talked about how he was run out of corporate America because they basically told him they weren't going to be promoting any more straight white males, and said that happened to him 20-something years ago, which was around the time it was being told directly to me too, not in corporate America, just in academia. But the people thought he was nuts or something for saying that. But this guy was doing a podcast daily. I don't know how long he went, because I've been listening to him since right after the first Trump election, because I saw this stuff of him popping up and him talking about it. And I decided to start. When Trump first got elected the first time, I was like, what the hell just happened? And Scott Adams really did. Scott Adams whispered me into seeing what was going on. You know what I mean? Because I was completely flabbergasted and maybe like a bit politically normie, not full normie, but I just didn't care or notice stuff as much at that time. And Scott Adams did contextualize it for me totally at that time frame, what was happening. But he was talking every single day for 10 years that I know of now. So the answer is, the way these guys freak out about stuff, I'm sure there was one thing on every single episode that they would have said was the thing. But it's always like impossible to guess which was the one that sent you over. Like you could play a game that nobody could ever win of guessing which one was the one that sent it over, which one is the one that went viral, which one is the one that you guys cared about. It's so weird. Oh, that was not so weird. Oh no, I think it's in the subtitles.
Oh yeah.
What does it say?
His 3-panel comic strip, once published in more than 2,000 newspapers, publishers cut ties with Mr. Adams after he made racist comments on YouTube live stream.
I mean, it was brought up when Thomas S. Monson died. I should have pulled it up, but people were comparing that to that Iranian or whatever.
Oh yeah, the ISIS guy,
the ISIS dude,
austere cleric.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah. Austere. That word just brought a bunch of memories flooding back.
I so probably famous. But a guy from Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. Oh my gosh, I even kind of remember the name.
Are we the baddies?
Oh, that's the pay thing.
You know, that's like what you saying that reminded me. Just the other day on a whim, it was for free on YouTube, and it came up on my recommendation. So I rewatched Team America. Durka Jihad. Allah.
Durka Jihad.
Durka Jihad. Muhammad Allah.
That got brought to my mind the other day because there was a recent news article, a local news article from Idaho Falls, of a man who got convicted of raping a local woman, and it said Indiana man, and it showed like a dude.
It showed an Indian dude.
Yeah, it was well, no, he was actually listed as being from Indiana, but he was a truck driver.
Oh,
he was just coming through, and I guess she came and met him in his truck because they talked on Tinder, and according to her, like, and I think she's actually telling the truth that he raped her, because her story was, I went in his truck, we talked for a while, I said no, and he raped me. And his story was, we didn't even have sex.
Oh.
But they did a rape kit on her, and they're like, your stuff is in there, dude. And they checked they asked for his driver's license, and he gave him one from Indiana that didn't even have a last name on it.
Oh yeah, that's
Like
right.
yeah, and it was funny because like I couldn't tell if he was. I think he was Indian. I looked up the name; it sounds Indian, but he could have been mistaken for Arab as well. And half of like 10 of the comments in the local news articles, Durka Durka Jihad.
So there it is. How do you even say that name? Can you pronounce that name, Flip? That's a
Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi.
wow. Does that mean
The GH
Allah?
is
I love
right?
Allah. I love everything's to Allah, or some variation
Abu
of it, like
Bakr,
every
I
other
think
name?
is I think that's Camel Daddy. No, it might. No, it sounds funny, but no, it means like because it's like a way of saying it's
This
like
what gets you canceled as racist. They're gonna pull out all of your stuff. All you did is say the truth of what the name might mean, and that'll be spread all over the universe.
Yeah, father of a young camel. That's right. I remember correctly. But it
Oh
means
gosh, that gave me the hiccups.
no, but it's like because let's see what Wikipedia says. I remember reading about that.
You just said it in the funniest way ever. Like you could have said father of camel. Camel daddy.
I really do have the hiccups. I haven't had them in like 20 years, man.
Fucking ragheads naming themselves camel daddy.
But because it goes all the way, Abu Bakr was the first caliph after Muhammad. But like I see, that's not in here. But I think I read somewhere that it's like a way of saying that somebody's a kind, benevolent person is somebody who is nice to camels. But
sure, I understand that. Literal translation sounds silly, but
and then al-Baghdadi obviously.
So the first guy whose name wasn't jihad for Allah, jihad was actually I'm nice to camels, but he was actually the leader of ISIS.
Are they like are you considered like less diligent if you have zero Muhammads in your name?
I wonder.
Because like you'll meet people whose name is like Muhammad al-Muhammad.
Yeah, Muhammad. Like Muhammad is the most common first and last name in the world.
It was one of the names in that shooting in Bondi Beach, wasn't it? I think it was double Muhammad.
Was it double
was
Muhammad?
I can't remember.
Oh, well, Troy pointed out, he said, 48, so young. What a shame. What a waste.
It's so shameless. I should have pulled up what Thomas S. Monson, because they said something about Thomas S. Monson when he went, and I thought it was tacky too, just for like the headline of an obituary to put something in like he wasn't very good with women, and that's not even like even his big scandal or whatever. They just don't know. I'll find whatever that one was, but you just compare it to the way that they talk about this stuff. I mean, it's just so blatant. It's so ridiculous. Oh, I had it on there. What a dumbass. Oh, and then I only had a couple. I'm sure you guys saw thousands of them. I guess you saw on NPR, but this is just some idiot on Twitter. Here, Scott Adams has died. Let's take some time to remember what a racist he was. Why so many publications dropped his excruciatingly mediocre. Oh, that's the whole other thing. He wasn't.
They retroactively. That's it. I'm old enough to remember when everybody loved Dilbert.
Oh yeah,
like, and for good reason too, because like his cartoon was like had universal appeal. Like people who never worked in a cubicle farm could relate to it. I mean, I was a teenager and I loved that. And I read his book.
It was my favorite comic strip. In the fourth grade, I liked it.
Yeah. Like I read like
it was posted everywhere. It's posted in, I showed you guys that clip from News Radio, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
They had him on News Radio, and it's because they came across like a strip in one of the places and they were reading it on the thing, and they said he was just standing in line behind him and said, "Can you hurry it up?" And the audience cheered, so I guess they already knew what his face looked like at that point.
Yeah, I mean, I think lefties are so completely used to their favorite artists just regurgitating everything that they say. But like when it doesn't happen, they have to retroactively claim that their art was shit all along, like with J.K. Rowling. Like my dad,
I never liked him.
Yeah, I know. My dad, just like normie Fox News watching conservative guy, he can say, I don't know. He can think about like I don't know the politics of the Eagles, but it's his favorite band. But I guarantee, if like the guitarist of the Eagles had just the dumbest politics in the world, he'd be like, "Oh man, that guy's a fucking idiot with politics. He's dumb, but fuck, I love his music. God, it's so good." And my dad can do that, and you
no,
artists can't.
I feel that talking about since the 90s, I always liked Maria Bamford.
Oh yeah,
I
me
just
too.
thought she was hilarious. And I remember seeing her Comedy Central special in the 90s. And I liked her show, like Lady Dynamite. I think she's fucking great. But she is full TDS, fuck ice. Her social media is now just full lefty Lulan. And I'm like, I don't care.
Oh, I bet you I could list 100 of them. There's 100. There's some of them that they weren't good enough for their politics to survive. I thought they were okay. And now because their politics are so bad, I'm like, I could just throw you into the trash entirely. But if they're very, very good, I can't throw them into the trash. You know what I mean? Even if they're
but it's funny because it also works the other way every now and then. Like people with shitty art who say the right things. Like, I don't know, Joe Rogan. Like I like his podcast all right and stuff. I've listened to it here and there.
Oh, everybody loves him now because apparently he said something about ICE being shitty.
Not
and just like that, he's I didn't even watch it. I'm sure they took a quote, at least partially out of context. Like just like that, just instantly they're like, "Oh wow, Joe Rogan, what a thoughtful."
They're trying to like prop it up, but there's probably like a week's worth of the libertarian type saying this is kind of a little bit, too much militaristic looking, and that's really almost all of them said.
Yeah, well, Rogan was just saying there's a happy medium between what's happening and what was happening under Biden or whatever, and he was hyperbolic and said like, "Oh, we don't want like the Gestapo walking through the streets and asking people for their papers," and that's the only part of the. Yeah, I know that's the only part of the clip that they show. They don't show the before that where he's like, "We don't want just open borders where people are flooding in willy-nilly," But it's funny because Joe Rogan, he's one of the examples of like the opposite end of separating the art from the artist, because I like some of what Joe Rogan has to say, and I don't really like his stand-up. Like,
I don't know if I've ever actually seen his stand-up.
I've seen him live.
I think maybe it's not fair because I've only watched one of them, but I just didn't like it very much. Even had a Caitlyn Jenner joke, and I was like, Ricky Gervais did it way better.
No, I can't remember a single Joe Rogan joke, but I mean, it's like all right. Huh. It's like Tom Segura, Kreischer area level. You know what I mean? Just I don't know, kind of dude humor stuff. I remember him talking about and kind of doing like a performative thing about how crazy it would be to give Bill Clinton mushrooms and see him go down like a hole of realizing what a piece of shit he was. and that was a pretty good bit. It's just him just like suddenly the mushrooms hit and he's like, "Oh shit, I'm terrible." Just some sort of thing like that. But
it's kind of funny because it seems like there's a lot of lefties that like that would be the only clip they heard of Joe Rogan is him shitting on Bill Clinton and then just assuming like, oh, he must be MAGA, he must be Republican or whatever. Yeah. But like, I don't know, like even the most normie conservatives I know, like when Dick Cheney died, just this dude at work, very conservative guy, he's like, yeah, it's not like I'm ever happy when somebody dies, but man, that Dick Cheney was just concentrated evil, wasn't he?
Yeah. I don't know. I could think of like a couple people. I think, well, Ding Dong, the witch is dead. That's pretty good that person's out of here. But
Bin
Laden. I'd put Soros in that book.
Oh yeah, you want to kill Bin Laden just because he was framed by the Jews? All right.
He was an austere. He was super austere. He lived in a cave in Afghanistan for a decade.
Who was the one I said the other week where I was like, I don't want this person to die, but when he does, it's going to be fucking funny. Like, it was very mean.
Yeah, you did say one. Oh, it's that Brian Johnson dude, which they covered on the Boys Cast because he made another zinger of a
Brian Johnson is like.
But that's just hilarious because he's insistent on living for forever. So
I know it's not like I really.
That's just pure comedy that you have to admit objectively is a comedy.
I know it's not even like I hold him any ill will. I'm just like when he dies.
You don't even have to laugh at it. They'll announce he's dead tomorrow, and you'll be like, "That's a comedy. That was a comedy. It just happened in my face. I'm not even laughing, and that was a comedy, But if Scott Adams were a lefty, Dilbert wouldn't have worked. And
Oh hell no.
the reason it wouldn't have worked is because these guys say they could have gone and done it. They think they just like draw a crappy comic and what would they have put in there? The evil corporations coming to get us. And then, I mean, think of like all the lefty comics we've seen in the past couple of years we saw, and then somebody down underneath, I disagree with this, and I'm better than that person. End of the strip. Great comic person.
Also, because like,
fucking Pat
I mean,
Bagley.
they'd be paralyzed from the very beginning, because like, well, the boss has to be an idiot, but it also can't be a man. It's got to be a woman of color. But we can't make her an idiot.
They do put themselves in those problems, don't they? I think it's also funny too, because like the way that they had to write every single black person as a hero for the past 10 years, like, you're taking away the best roles, dude. Like, everybody's favorite roles in history are villains, and now you made it so none of them can have any of those. But
if Severus Snape didn't have his like last book reveal that he was actually a good guy the whole time, they would not have cast a black dude to play him in this thing.
How are they going to do it? You've seen that scene where they're like lynching him and stuff.
I know.
How are they going to do that scene? And that's Harry Potter's parents.
I know.
And these are people you're supposed to sympathize with and just realize there's kind of a bad side of them too. How can lefty nincompoops see Harry Potter's parents almost lynch a black dude and say, but there's still a good part of him and all that sorts of stuff? I saw Adam Carolla was talking with Louis C.K. this week. Did you watch that one?
I did.
You remember how he was talking to him and trying to like, and Louis got it. He was talking to him about All in the Family. And he was saying like, the way you have All in the and even Louis C.K. agreed with it, is like, well, the problem is that even Archie Bunker, though he had those bad ideas, there's still something lovable. And Louis C.K. was giving that answer. But Adam Carolla was saying, like, how do you guys even put out your material? How do you guys have your show if a person in your show can't hold the opinions that you want to excoriate? You can't even put them up there because that's not even supposed to be depicted at all. And you want to know, a bunch of people just recently, have you heard of this show that Timothy Chalamet's in? He just won Best Actor of the Golden Globes for it. It's called like, it's called something stupid. And it's about him being, what's that?
I said, no way. I'm making a joke about it being stupid.
It's about like ping pong or something like that. But he's like some toxic guy who it's called Marty Supreme. You haven't heard of Marty Supreme?
Well, theater kids love playing the villain. Like, it's their favorite role to play in a play. And like, I don't know, you think of, we've talked about it before, that movie The Devil All the Time, where it's got Tom Hanks and Robert Pattinson, or not Tom Holland. And Tom Holland does a pretty good job because it's like the only movie where I've seen him not just be Peter Parker. But Robert Pattinson really kicks ass in that. And he plays the just disgusting, seedy, rapey Baptist pastor, and he does a really good job with it. And everyone acclaimed him for that. And you're like, yeah, you gotta, like, if you go full woke, you can't do that with a black guy.
This is it. It literally happened to him with him. I guess they're still able to give him awards and stuff like that. But TikTok went crazy with this because this show's about this guy, a real life legendary eccentric table tennis champion and hustler, Marty Reisman, a real life bad boy of the sport, known for his incredible skill, showmanship, and gambling in the 1940s and 50s. All the TikTokers watched it, and the point of the movie is that he was bad. It even has like the leftist tilt on it, like, this is a bad toxic male. And they lost their minds because you can't. I'm so tired of seeing the male depict a bad toxic male.
What's his name? Reisman?
Marty Reisman. Yeah.
It reminds me of, I think I probably talked about it a bunch on here before, but there's that interview. Spike Lee kept shitting on Quentin Tarantino for having N-words in his movie.
Yeah.
And somebody asked Quentin Tarantino, like, what do you think about that criticism? That, like, it's racist to put the N-word so many times in your movie. He's like, well, I made a movie about racists. They were the bad guys, by the way. It's the right messaging. They were the bad guys. they're gonna say racist things.
Yeah. And they can't even do it. And Louis C.K. and Adam Carolla kind of had a long discussion about that. It was pretty interesting to hear those two talk about it. But Scott Adams, like a lefty academic, could not have written this stuff. I guess maybe if he'd read James Burnham or something like that. But even though lefties don't even really read James Burnham, even though he used to be a lefty, like almost everybody who's in philosophy and academia or whatever. But Dilbert's about managerialism. Dilbert, and you cannot, and Scott Adams just noticed it. It wasn't coming from like some theory cell brain, as they call it, or something like that. He noticed it because he worked in banking. He had the life experience and observed it and noticed the bureaucracy and noticed the crap of it. He couldn't just put in there some stupid lefty idea of like the big corporation is bad and we shoot the United guy in the face and that's my first comic strip and I don't know where to go from here. It was about the bureaucracy. It was about how managers, nobody seemed to know what they're doing. Everybody's a little bit stupid, but part of the stupidness was the stupid bureaucracy of the stupid organization and the corporation and how managerialism worked and how people took credit and how people had different weird incentives built into stuff with that world. First off, you stupid academic lefty, either Gawker writers or people who, I don't know what, become folklorists, whatever they call it at college, and don't get the jobs anymore because you're white. So then you just go and work in a coffee shop or whatever. You don't first get the experience in a corporate environment ever to even be there to notice it. So no, you could not have written this thing. But secondly, you guys wouldn't have been observant enough to realize what the problem was or what was going on. You just would have said, evil corporate United CEO and he's shot in the face. Just zero assessment of what's really going on in the world and what's really the problem happening there.
It's funny because the corporate stuff is always, like, I don't experience it daily, right? Because I work with, we're like blue collar guys. They're mostly doing construction or demolition or whatever, and I'm just kind of making sure they don't get crept up with contamination. But it's funny, anytime, like yesterday, I had to go in town to do some training because where I work is like 50 miles out of town, but we have a facility in town for things like training. And you go in there and it's just so different, like going into the townies, seeing where they work and stuff like that. And you're like, man, you guys, they're the job justifiers,
Yeah. That's if you could boil managerialism down to any one thing, is that managers have their own self-interest in mind, not necessarily the corporation in mind. And so if you look at the self-interest of the bureaucracy, it happens a bit in government, well, quite a bit in government too, which is part of what James Burnham's prediction is that any sort of thing that gets declared just seeks to expand its own power and its own use and its own, basically everybody's Stalin. You remember how he said Stalin was the HR guy who was able to expand that into his, like, everybody takes their thing and just tries to make it the most important thing, and it causes more problems than it helps, and it gets in the way more than it does anything. And the whole Conquest, Robert Conquest, 3 laws of politics, but one of them is like any sort of bureaucracy looks like it's run by a group of people who hate it, who are against it. That's what happens in bureaucracies, and most of the time it's because the managerial interest is looking to expand their interests, not to help some larger concept of a thing. And obviously it's not 100%, like that's just one of the forces going on inside of managerialism, and it can run rampant. And within that, there's so many. I remember I read some book by Scott called like Weasels and the Weasley Weasels that weasel around. And it was the first thing I'd ever really listened to him before really reading the Dilbert comic. I just listened to the whole thing. And the whole thing was so thorough in so many different little ways that people can fake being the good guy to actually take a thing or take credit for a thing, or like the Weasliness that happens with it. It's infinite, and that's why he can write 35 years of that sort of stuff. And the lefties who have it's just the big corporate top guy with a lot of money, and the billionaires and the millionaires, like Bernie Sanders writing a comic strip. The billionaires have all the money. End of strip.
I remember seeing a comic of his in the 90s, and it absolutely stuck with me. And like, just the premise was that the pointy-haired boss had hired an idiot, and like, just in the exposition of the comic, they're like, you hired an idiot. He's obviously an idiot. And he says like, well, now I'm emotionally invested in my decision, so I'm not changing it. And I realized like, oh my God, that's like half of the people I've ever worked with. Is like the boss made this decision, and the boss isn't going to admit they made a mistake. So they're just going to double down on the shitty employee.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
dude, I remember one of our last supervisors we had our manager, and he needs to hire a new supervisor, and he usually takes it from, the pool that's already there, asks people to apply or whatever. And we got this guy who's got like 30 plus years of experience. He's a pompous ass. I don't like him very much, but he is smart, and he knows his stuff very well. And he also doesn't really do our job. He just kind of sits around. And so you make him a supervisor, stroke his ego. You're not losing a tech, really, because it's not what did he do before. But anyway, he was like kind of the obvious choice, especially since the supervisor position was seemingly temporary, which is another thing you'll find out. Any seemingly temporary position, they will extend out to infinity to save their weirdness. But so the manager is like, I'm going to try to go with the new young guy. And he chose this guy that was, I don't know, 5 years older than me, who had only been working out there for like 6 or 7 years. Dude had a terrible track record. I don't know why he chose him. He wasn't stupid, but he was a junkie. He was an alcoholic, and he was lazy. Like, he didn't show up to work hardly at all. So he chooses this kid, and it was nice seeing the pompous guy get passed over. It was a blow to his ego. I liked that. But if I were the manager, I would have chosen him. So Junkie, of course, comes in during COVID, at the height of COVID, like, we got months off, right? But then after that, for like the next 2 years almost, if you called in with so much as a cough, they would give you a week and a half off with pay. It's no PTO necessary. You just get it. And so people would obviously abuse the shit out of that. So that dude, I mean, he was high when he was at work. Obviously, we always heard him popping pills, and then he, I don't think he worked a full week in the entire 2 years he was a supervisor, because all you got to do is call him, oh, I'm sick. And anyway, he was eventually fired because he no-showed for like 3 solid months. And the manager reaches out to him, like, man, this is a Hail Mary. I'm trying to save your job. You got to come to this meeting at HR. And he just ignored him. So like, yeah, great choice there, buddy. You hired an idiot.
Even backing up to the layers of managerialism, and that the way we got COVID was managerialism. The way it happened, the way, maybe just to give a recommendation, Curtis Yarvin was on PBD, but he's gone down this track longer because he actually follows down the line of who was there with Fauci, who was there before Fauci, who took over the thing, what the whole concept was, is why they started developing a COVID virus, because they all thought about how it would expand the necessity for them and that sort of stuff. And because there might be a thing that could happen, but it could happen if we built it and we made the thing. And the whole entire thing just shows how the creation of them made it a necessity of making the thing that they released onto the world that you then needed more of them for. And this book, I always talk about James Burnham's The Managerial Class, which I think everybody actually should read the whole entire thing. It's from like 38 or something like that. Orwell was commenting on it quite a bit. So you even like kind of get Orwell's ideas and stuff that he was jumping off of James Burnham quite a bit. But you can also read this book, read Dilbert and the Way of the Weasel, and you can skip James Burnham's managerialism thing, because it just talks about what that whole issue is. And I've long said, like Cardin knows, one of the church's biggest problems and downfalls is that internal managerialism of the bureaucracy of the church over there. And it's one of the concepts of the whole thing is, once it starts, you can't stop it. Just like Robert Conquest rules. Like, there's nothing you can do about it, man. The managerial class. Yep. It's running with it. That's just how it is. Everything. If we started the porch time thing and we got somewhat popular, like say Disney Snow White, in 40 years there would be a as shit movie of the start of our career about Disney Snow White. Jared would be a CGI a CGI black person. Flip would be Flip would be, I don't know what, they'd write in. It would be just as bad as the 100 year later Snow White, because corporate interest would take it over and drive it that direction to total horseshit.
Yeah, we need to hire some middle management for this podcast. We need to get like an HR director that is some chick who.
We need a PR person.
Yeah, we need a PR lady who tells us that like what you guys need to do. It's really hot right now. You gotta do a cruise.
Maybe Aaron Sharinian will do our PR because they're not having him do any PR. So they're like, he's like bored in the day. I'm like, hey, if you want to just like on the side, like as a hobby, like we do this, you could PR this.
He'd be like pulling his hair out. He'd be like, guys, I cannot tell you, you have to stop saying fag on air.
I was writing the sitcom version of this, the HR, like it would be a different HR person every week, and every one of them would be one of Chris Hanna's ex-girlfriends. They're all hired with no experience, but their job.
Yeah, 100% from all the time I have in HR. My place is, well, it's one of the reasons they kind of quietly don't know me. I had like a review with my boss, and she said, you stay so quiet. And she knows that part of the deal is like I keep it quiet is how I help them and save them, and they really appreciate it. But I absolutely see the way I could make every molehill a mountain. I see it. Like and if I wanted to make myself the biggest noise and the biggest problem and the biggest thing taking over and making everybody stop, drop, and roll everywhere we're going, I could do it. And I don't. And I think the only way that anybody could survive anything is if they have like some anti-HR. I feel like I should write a book called like the Anti-HR Manager and start a revolution with that, but it wouldn't go very far. It'd be like in Jerry Maguire when he wrote the anti-agent book, and everybody clapped for him, and then he immediately cleared out his desk and got him out of there or something like that.
We have that. That's our DOE representatives. Like we're a government contractor, and we have representatives who come check on us to make sure we're doing everything from the Department of Energy. They're just called DOE reps. And I've had like 2 of them that I liked. The rest of them, it's like they were born dickheads, Mm-hmm. It's a kid, was a hall monitor, and he was super stoked about being a hall monitor. Because the 2 cool ones that I've had so far, ours right now is pretty cool. If they see like, I don't know, a posting that's askew or something that's posted wrong or a boundary that got knocked down, they'll come to you and be like, hey man, that's knocked down there. Do you want to just fix it? And be like, oh yeah, thanks man. And then that's it. The shit ones, they will leave the hazard in the state that it is. They will go to your upper management. They'll
email and copy most of the upper management.
Oh yeah. And then they will write up a report on it. And most of them do that. And I'm like, what is fucking wrong with you? Part of it is the job justification. Like, well, if I don't shit on you for anything,
if I'm not visibly seen,
you always know. Yeah, you always know when you're doing a good job when those guys come there and their criticism is your frisking speed, right? Because like if you go into a contaminated area, after you take your gloves off and your booties off and you come out, you have to
take off your booties.
And you just got a contamination meter, and you got to run your hand under it and your feet, and so you can get out. And you have to frisk at like a fairly slow speed. And so it's the ones that are either too stupid to notice the other things wrong or haven't been able to find anything wrong. That's always what they'll go with. It's always, you guys are frisking too fast. I need you to slow up. Okay, sure. We did great, huh?
We should do a book club of Dilbert and the Way of the Weasel, and then we'll tell everybody we read James Burnham's The Managerial Revolution.
Your job sounds like kind of porny, like, hey, take off your booties and frisk me.
Yeah, and you do it with a probe too.
Of course.
Read that thing under it. You
want me to lube
All
this
right.
probe?
Back after a 4-year hiatus, New York Times bestselling author Scott Adams presents an outrageous look at work, home, and everyday life in his new book, Dilbert, The Way of the Weasel. Building on Dilbert's theory that all people are idiots, Adams now says all people are idiots and they are also weasels. Just ask anyone who worked at Enron. In this book, Adams takes a look into the weasel zone, the giant gray area between good moral behavior and outright felonious activities. In the weasel zone, where most people reside, everything is misleading, but not exactly a lie. Building on his popular comic strip, Adams looks into work, home, and everyday life and exposes the way of the weasel for everyone to see. With appearances from all the regular comic strip characters, Adams and Dilbert are at the top of their game, master satirists who expose the truth while making us laugh our heads off. Are you gonna have me read a more recent one now and compare it?
This
Wait,
asshole was
wasn't-
racist, and you can see the hint of racism. Look at those shadows of the weasels back there. They're black. Are they saying that when you become a weasel, you get more dark?
He's not as blatant about it as he is in his many, many racist and misogynist rants, but you read the subtext and you know what he's trying to say.
Yeah, well, that book is not just comics. Like it's got some like passages and stuff in it too. So it's a good one. Noted racist, maggot. Oh, that maggot thing. Like I think it's so funny. Maggot.
Oh man, I had a boomer Democrat friend who blocked me on Facebook years ago. He used the cringiest. He would call them like rethuglicans. Like, dude, come on. And I understand libtard is a little bit played out, but the first time I heard it, it was funny because it said tard in it. But
yeah, and tart hilarious. No, that's one of those many things about them that it just drives me crazy is that like they will clutch their pearls at any name calling. I mean, just with the whole Trump thing in general, like I'm old enough to remember the Obama years and the fart sniffing liberals going, you might not like the president, but you have to respect the office.
yeah,
Like,
of course.
and every one of those guys turned around, he's like, Cheeto, tiny dick. You know, like, come over.
Yeah.
He sucked Bill Clinton's dick. He's probably gay. Is there something wrong with that?
That's right. I forgot Tucker Carlson had that whole push that he spoke to the guy who supposedly gave Obama a blowjob. That was forever ago. I forgot about that.
That's a thing.
Yeah, he had a whole podcast with him.
And you have a dream about it, like
I think so.
I sucked that man's cock. I sucked it well and good.
I already got the stuff with Candace. I got that clip if you want to pull it up later, but we'll get through this. You posted this in the
this was part of his final address. He just said, next, many of my Christian friends have asked me to find Jesus before I go. I'm not a believer, but I have to admit the risk-reward calculation for doing so looks attractive. So here I go. I accept Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior, and I look forward to spending an eternity with him. The part about me not being a believer should be pretty quickly resolved if I wake up in heaven. I won't need any more convincing after that, and I hope I'm still qualified for entry. I posted that in the Lobsters.
Did she read that? His ex-wife who gave the final stream, or did he say it right here?
I don't think he said it.
Because I saw Vander Clay post this as this was his wager. Let's listen to this real quick.
Okay. My own impending death. Many of my Christian friends and Christian followers say to me, Scott, you still have time. You should convert to Christianity. And I usually just let that sit because that's not an argument I want to have. I've not been a believer. But I also have respect for any Christian who goes out of their way to try to convert me. Because how would I believe you believe your own religion if you're not trying to convert me? So I have great respect for people who care enough that they want me to convert and then go out of their way to try to convince me. So you're going to hear for the first time today that it is my plan to convert.
Yeah, I heard.
So I still have time. But my understanding is you're never too late. And on top of that, any skepticism I have about reality would certainly be instantly answered if I wake up in heaven. I do believe that the dominant Christian theory is that I would wake up in heaven if I have a good life. Yeah, I don't necessarily have to, just state something in advance. And so, to my Christian friends, yes, it's coming. So you don't need to talk me into it. I'm now convinced that the risk reward is completely smart. If it turns out that there's nothing there, I've lost nothing. But I've respected your wishes, and I like doing that. If it turns out there is something there, and the Christian model is the closest to it, I win. So with your permission, I promise you that I will convert.
Yeah, he had his ex-wife read the statement that I put on this meme. that was like right after he died, but that was something he wrote down. But anyway, it was funny. I posted this in the Lobsters, and Seth jumps on there telling me that like you shouldn't believe in a capricious God who's so arbitrary that he'll accept you with a deathbed confession. I'm like, I'm not defending Pascal's wager. I've clowned on it plenty in my life, but like I don't know. It's just listening to so much Scott Adams. You kind of find it like this endearing sort of pragmatism, and he's like, "Huh, why not?" You know, hopefully. And
beyond pragmatism, obviously something he's doing for the believers to. So
yeah, he's
for that,
that was kind of a cool little statement where he's like, you know, I like making you guys happy, so I'll do it. And Seth was talking about how accepting what was it? It was something along the lines of accepting
he said
Christ.
you should stand in front of him and tell him, no, I'll go to hell.
Oh yeah, no, he did that too. But he was telling me that it's that doing Pascal's wager is irrational.
That is the most irrational thing in the world, because it's like, wait a minute, in your hypothetical, it's real. And so if it's real,
I'm like, it's
and
not,
then you still deny it and go to hell because
yeah, he told me
you're making a stand, you're making a big moral, you're better than that God, so you're gonna go to hell.
Yeah, if he's like, if an immoral, capricious God like makes decisions like that, you should burn in hell for eternity for in defiance. And I was like, no, no. If I find out that that's how God is, I will accept Jesus and I'll go to heaven forever. Like I might have a rebellious streak in me, and I might stand in defiance of authority for some things. But if it's eternal,
I'll accept him. I'll go right in, and then I'll start chastising him.
Yeah,
that wasn't a very cool way to do things, Jesus.
What I told him was, I was just like, well, then I hope the creator of morality sees the error of his ways and pulls you out of hell.
That's the thing. That's exactly what he created. If that's real, he really was the creator of objective morality. And we're doing a Scott Adams thing there. That very first clause is doing a lot of work there. You know, if that is real, so we're already inside of like that hypothetical. So if that is real, it is true that everything that was ever said about that guy is the one who creates the rules of what's good and what's bad. And you know, but I mean, I guess he believes in like a different objective morality and would go to hell forever and ever. Very, very, very proud of himself for having done that. I like it when people imagine that scenario. They imagine hell would be like the cool rock and roll place that would be, yeah, it'll be just like a dive bar, man. It'll just be a rock and roll and pool, man.
It makes me think of that. You remember that the bull statue that they have? And I can't remember, is it in New York or San Francisco?
It's New York. I've been to
it. The bull statue. And then somebody a few years back erected a statue of like a little girl, like defiantly
standing up to it.
Like, yeah, okay, you can be that retarded little girl standing up against fucking reality. They're like, I'm real strong.
It looks a little bit
you might be strong. You might be strong, but that bull's gonna fuck you up.
It looks a little bit like some of those ladies standing up to ice out there.
I shouldn't have to climb up into that tree and hide from that bull. It's like, oh, maybe you shouldn't have to, but you'd be a retard not to.
That's why, in some ways, I kind of like the concept of the Greek gods because their gods were all like capricious and they were competing with each other. But like, if you wanted to please this one, you had to tap dance to that guy's tune, which might have been weird and stupid stuff. But you're just doing his stuff. That's that guy's bugaboos. You got to do that guy's bugaboos if you want.
I need you to steal a strand of Athena's pube, and attach it to an arrow dipped in hibiscus, and launch it into the sun. Okay, I'll do that.
Because asked if we saw the vocal fry on the Jody Hildebrandt documentary. Yeah, we talked about it at the end last week. I think Jared did some vocal fry on it, but said that he and his wife would now not be watching it because it centered Helfer so much in it.
Yeah, you actually saved me from that. I was planning on watching it, and then you said this. Oh, fuck it. She says like 4 things, and they're all the most degenerate things imaginable. They're just a culmination of the worst 4 ideas to ever exist, and then nothing else.
I did watch the rest of it, and it did only slightly hit on that they were maybe lesbians. Like it just talked about, like it showed her saying homosexuality is bad, and then some people saying like, well, I think she was projecting a little bit there. There might have been something going on, and that was the extent of it. They didn't push that any harder in the whole entire documentary.
It's wrong to want to put your tongue into that juicy. It's so wrong. It's just disgusting to want to.
Yeah, are they allowed to acknowledge
supple breasts of a
toxic sociopathic lesbians? Is that allowed?
Yeah, I mean, it's every dude who says anything even remotely critical of the gay community is a closeted gay.
Yeah. I tried to make that joke for every year to go to a girl who was one of the Portland Antifa psychonauts or something, but she said everybody's gay. Every single Republican's a closeted gay person. I'm like, so I should be homophobic, right? And she didn't get the joke at all. Like, what? I'm like, if all the worst people in the world, according to you, are closeted gays, I should be homophobic.
Man, the gays really suck, and not just dick.
Amelia, you're breaking my heart. You played the whole game?
I did. It's not very long.
Did we want to say anything else about Scott Adams before moving on from Scott Adams?
Oh, I don't think
maybe
so.
like make a timestamps on stuff in our things because we're usually so sporadic, jumping back and forth on stuff. Sucks that he's gone. I saw some people saying he wouldn't want you to be sad, but it's just inherently sad that I didn't even really think about it until he was gone, how often I listened to him, because I wasn't like, I gotta catch my Scott Adams daily. Yeah, I still more times than not did.
Yeah.
And part of that is I'm almost always feeling time. But and then some days I was like, I really want to hear what Scott Adams says about this.
Yeah.
Other days it's like, I'm gonna fill up some time. And then when I stop and think about it, it was not 100%, but I was up around 80%, and now it's just gone.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
Yeah. So
it's kind of weird because it's like I've never, like this is the saddest celebrity death since Norm for me, and with Norm it was just I grew up watching like clips of him and watching him just do the funniest trolling imaginable, but it's like trolling from a heartfelt place, but with Scott Adams it was like, I don't know, I don't really have this. I never had this much access to somebody's voice to be, because I don't know, he talked about some weird shit that I didn't agree with, like hypnotism and stuff like that.
The affirmation thing I always thought was kind of weird.
Yeah, he had some weird
reading that
shit
in his book in the 90s.
Oh, I disagreed with him a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah, but it was still like, I find him very endearing. I like that's why I liked the Pascal's wager thing. It was very, very Scott Adams.
There was a while that I called him the most out of the box, in the box thinker that there ever was, because he was very, very coming up with new ideas, all right, squarely within like the CNN, MSNBC, NBC. Like, I'm just going to take my news from the very most basic of news sources, but I'll think outside of the box of those things.
Well, like, it was also kind of like a heartstrings moment when his ex-wife is talking about his final day, how he predicted it like the day before. He told her tomorrow's going to be the day that I die, and he wanted me to tell you that on this live stream because he wanted to get it right.
He wanted another prediction to be right. Would you guys do a Pascal's wager?
I mean, right now I'd say no, but
yeah, on your deathbed it's a little different. That's what I thought. I was like, yeah, I wouldn't do a Pascal's wager, and then I look at just how shitty it was for him and how real it all was, and I was like, well, maybe, I don't know. I
will have somebody else Pascal wager for me. You want to know how that'll happen?
Wow.
It'll happen. It'll happen this way. I'll have Wanda Sykes fucking do it for me.
There you go. And the Golden Globe goes to Tiana. Can I borrow your speech? Ricky Gervais, because he would like to thank God and the trans community.
So she got to thank God for Ricky Gervais because she accepted the award for him because he wasn't there present.
See, that's another example of somebody like, I appreciate her work, even though she's such a pain in the ass. Like, and Curb Your Enthusiasm.
He's funny on Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah, every single time Larry does something that could possibly be perceived as racist, he turns around and Wanda Sykes is there watching.
Isn't it
It's such a great gag.
outrageous?
Like it just stays funny every single time, even if you know it's coming.
Like imagine if Jacob Hansen was presenting that award and he got to accept it on behalf of Jesus and the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints for some Muslim that had won or something like that. Like Ricky Gervais is an outspoken atheist.
I accept this on behalf of bacon.
You're gonna thank it for bacon because I'm gonna tell you that. And she got up at the beginning and she said, it takes one black queer woman to do the job of two mediocre white men.
I know that's the thing, that thing she did of Ricky Gervais. It's kind of like a lighthearted, funny dig. And I probably would have chuckled at it if I hadn't heard her before. Be like, one queer black woman doing a job of two mediocre white men. Like, shut the come on.
This would have been a funny bit if she didn't. She said before it came that she was going to do that. Like, Ricky Gervais, if I win, I'm going to thank it on behalf of God and the queer community. But if she had just like read this thing straight and said, Ricky would like to thank this for God and for like just like cracking on him and like poking at him, that might have been funny,
Yeah,
But
that would have worked.
what are you gonna do?
She was in her mind, she was the little retarded girl standing defiantly in front of the bull.
But maybe she can Pascal's wager me into heaven. She can accept Christ for me from some podium somewhere. And
I don't think they understand how accidentally correct they were at the state of the modern Western feminist by erecting that statue. Like I just keep thinking about it. Like they were accidentally correct on that. Like,
they were depicting Minnesota in 2026.
Zero self-preservation skills, so much self-importance, and because I want to go there and build a statue of like a dude desperately trying. Oh, let's get away from here! Like just grabbing the girl and trying to. And then a feminist will erect another one pointing at that guy and calling him pedo or whatever because it's stupid ass statues all the way down, I guess.
Yeah. Let's watch this real quick and then we'll do Amelia.
Anyways, the setting of this particular dream, however, had one dramatic difference. We were not there for the opening of the embassy. And this difference, by the way,
Okay. One of my X's for doubt on these things is how many vivid dreams she has all the time. Does anybody out there have that many vivid dreams that often? Like I have dreams, but I'm lucky if it's once every few weeks or something like that. And they're nowhere near the same thing every single time.
I have gruesome dreams where I get like dismembered and shit, but
again and again and again, the same one, stuff like that.
Not the same one, no. I don't think
she's saying that nightly she's going into dreams and sitting in the same place with Charlie Kirk and just trying to see who else is in the room, where he's telling him to look. I'm like, I don't believe you're having these dreams.
Hey, Wade made a good point. She's a visionary woman, and you're like the doubters of Lehi. Like when Soraya doubted Lehi and called him a visionary man as like an insult.
Maybe on my deathbed, Wanda Sykes can declare that I believe in Candace Owens' dreams.
Yeah, well, that's actually Steve had a good idea up there in the comments that Christians should start doing Pascal's wager for the dead.
That's a good one. Pascal's wager for the dead. That's really good.
I don't really understand yet. I'm just sharing it with you. Instead, we were there in this dream setting for Bibi Netanyahu's wife's funeral. Again, that makes entirely no sense. I've never met his wife. I've never spoken about his wife. I know nothing about his wife.
Wait,
so
that's the same thing right there.
The context of it.
Like, she's acting like that's part of the conspiracy. Like for her, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? She looks at that in the same way that she does when somebody provides an explanation. They're telling me that the shooter just happened to be in Utah that day. Weird. And now she's like, and in my dream, we were at Netanyahu's wife's funeral. Weird. Like she's acting like somebody put that into her fucking head.
Why did they do that to me? Who put that in there? It was the Elon Musk, the machine man. She was talking about people are robots.
Her dream is in on the conspiracy theory. God is in on the conspiracy theory because he put that dream in her head.
She's basically decided that all autistic people are robots. Robots. The robots are coming for me. The robots. Let's see here. Back to that.
I don't make the rules of dream world. And obviously, as we were sitting there, it didn't strike me as weird because when you're in your dream state, everything that happens for some reason
That's
feels
funny because she literally is making up the rules as she goes.
It's so I don't know. I half expect her to start talking about she's going to do a Mormonize Me month right here.
I was like, oh yeah, this is totally normal. Anyway, Charlie said to me, I don't have much time. He followed that up explaining to me that I needed to see what happened on his left. And he told me explicitly, they betrayed me, multiple people. And I said, I know, but who?
Was they in
And
multiple
came the frustrating part of
parentheses?
the dream. Every time
Are there parentheses? Can you see parentheses in dreams? I heard you can't see faces, but maybe you can see parentheses. Like you look at a face of somebody and there's 3 parentheses around them. That's one of them.
There's just 3 parentheses, no face, but a gigantic nose.
I would say who, when you're in a dream
Magla.
and you go who, or you try to speak in the dream and then suddenly you're actually speaking in real life and you start to wake yourself up from the dream by accident. That's what kept happening. And whenever I would try to listen to what he was saying, it sounded like he was underwater. So I was frustrated by this. I can't get
This is a fucking movie. How many movies have you seen where the protagonist has like a dream and the dream's about to tell him something pertinent to his quest and he keeps waking up and he just can't have that, and then finally at the pivotal moment the dream is able to finish.
Wade says, and Charlie said, look, and I beheld the army of the feminist autistic robots.
to the part where you tell me who betrayed you. It wasn't until the 3rd week after his death that finally one face came through in this dream. It came.
Oh, shut the fuck up. You would have said it. You would have fucking said it.
You're saving it for today or yesterday.
Are these the receipts you're talking about? You're finally bringing the fucking receipts. You sporadically talk about the most knee-jerk things that come to your mind, and they're insane all the time. There is 0% chance that if you had had this vision 3 weeks after his death, that you would wait months to reveal it.
Yeah.
Hey, from around the corner of the restaurant, and it was Andrew Colbett's. Now you have to imagine in the immediate aftermath of this, I was not thinking Turning Point USA. Where we're at today is almost like unimaginable going back there. In fact, I was very friendly with Andrew Colbett. We had spoken extensively in the aftermath of Charlie's death. I've known him for years, and I felt really weird about having seen him in this dream, but it was so vivid and it was so compelling that I felt that, as weird and as odd as it was, that I had to text him and tell him what I saw. And this is the text, just sharing with you so you guys know if this all really happened. I said I rarely have vivid dreams, but I had one clear as day this weekend. Charlie came to me and he sat down and he told me that he did not have much time, that I needed to know that he was in fact betrayed and that they are hiding what happened to my left. I believe his soul is in purgatory, and I believe that you know much more than you've said publicly.
Why would he be in purgatory?
Candace Owens has confirmed.
She's Catholic.
Oh, she's Catholic. He wasn't.
She's Catholic now.
I thought purgatory was not a thing anymore. Or is it just that?
I don't. She just barely Catholic. She just barely Catholic as soon as she bought that cross back there. But she barely Catholic when she married her husband that she met online and married 18 days later.
Imagine being this TPUSA guy. You wake up and one new notification text from Candace Owens, like, oh fuck.
She honestly doesn't. She's Catholic and honestly doesn't know very much about it. She's only been in it for like a couple years, and there's all sorts of times on the podcast where she'll stop and ask her husband, and be like, "Is it Lent today? Is today Lent? No, we're nowhere near Lent."
Sinatra said Candace and Fuentes need to hook up finally. I think Destiny and Fuentes need to hook up finally. We've been shipping them for like a year. Well, it could be a throuple.
Tweak and Craig.
Yeah.
Definitely Fuentes and Destiny.
And Andrew Colbett never answered.
Could you imagine? I mean,
of course he never answered.
What BPD is, if you've never dealt with BPD, like some chick who messaged you what's up with my dream, motherfucker? Like,
How come I had a dream that you murdered one of your good friends? Ah, fuck! I'm blocking you, bitch.
It does.
Bitch,
She
he
does
called me
remind
bitch.
me of.
Why did he call me bitch? That's odd phrase. Bitch, dog, 3-headed dog. Cerberus was a 3-headed dog.
They're the ones talking about vibes all the time, and I don't even understand the vibe thing. I'm an autistic robot, but I kind of get vibes when I say this is the same vibe. She's the same vibe.
Shut up because I'm crying and I'm serious for a second. I just went to Mormon church and I'm an ex-Mormon. I'm an atheist basically and doing an experiment for science to go be Mormon for 30 days.
Are doing the Scott Adams
I was
Pascals wager.
really, really hoping that after the events that have transpired this past week in Minneapolis, that that would be at the forefront of whoever was giving a talk, whoever had the microphone at church today, that would be at the forefront of their minds.
Why do women feel the need to tell everybody when they were crying? You know, like it's because it's not even if I asked a woman that, she'd be like, "We're just better at being vulnerable, and you're toxically masculine." Like, no, it's not that. It's not that you're being vulnerable. It's that you view being vulnerable as a sign of being extra virtuous.
Yeah.
So it's like you fabricate opportunities to appear vulnerable. So like you're doing it to look better. There was this fucking lady who
It's the epistemology of crying.
Yeah,
like they really believe that there's like knowledge that like that
vulnerable. Oh, go ahead.
That comprises information. If a woman was sad, then like that validates whatever they're sad.
Well,
about.
we used to bring it up. It was the Michelle Stone weeping epistemology. Weepistemology.
Epistemology.
If a woman's weeping, it's true. Weepistemology.
That's a classic Simpsons from all the way back from 1992 when Homer is accused of sexual harassment. They're interviewing the woman. I've never met Homer and I don't know who he is, but I know he's a terrible man. And whatever the lady says, your tears say more than real evidence.
Yeah.
Ever could.
No, it's funny. This woman in our local town Facebook page was sitting out in her car and she took a video of this guy that was like sweeping out the gutters, and she was like, "This looks suspicious. Why was this guy sweeping out the gutters? I've never seen someone sweep out the gutters before." And he like looked in the truck that he was sweeping beside. Like he just, and I'm like looking at the video. He just kind of like, he's sweeping. He just kind of glances and then keeps sweeping. And people are like, "I don't know, lady. Maybe he was just cleaning stuff." It didn't look super suspicious. And they were like, "Why were you just filming this random guy sweeping?" And there was a bunch of people that asked that. And every single time somebody asked that, her reply was some variation of, "I was just in my car crying and I happened to see him." Like, oh, now that I know that you're crying, I'm going to question you no further. I'm going to comfort you instead, you fucking dumbass.
Reese was saying or that purgatory is a thing. It's a Catholic thing still. And that's actually kind of a power move by Candace, part of her BPT power move, because part of what she's claiming is Charlie was converting to Catholicism underneath everybody's nose, and they didn't realize it. So then she's saying, "I believe is in purgatory," is her basically, co-opting him, and that's basically baptizing him for the dead into purgatory in a weird sort of way.
Is it? So I know they changed that. I think what they changed is they no longer say that unbaptized babies go to purgatory.
Maybe it was that. I
think that's what they changed.
Weird change with purgatory.
I was actually kind of surprised. I think these guys were hoping it was going to get clipped, but these guys here,
just over 4 months.
I'm not going to play any clips of it, but the Latter Daily Saints guys, the Stick of Joseph guys, these dudes who appeared on Mormon Stories, they got Tyler Boyer on to. It's one of the persons that she claims is a swinger who helped kill Charlie Kirk because he's like one of the CEOs of the stuff, and he's a gay swinger and stole all the money and all that sorts of stuff. And these guys got him on and got the question the whole time, and he answered all the questions. I mean, it all sounds plausible. Maybe it's weird. I think maybe he's actually a gay swinger, but the rest of it I believe. But I'm just kidding.
He's not actually gay, right?
He says no, but Candace said yes, and she has dreams.
She doesn't know, but she knows.
Yeah. He does kind of cover all the claims of like what she said happened with money and how that actually works, and and that sort of deal, and supposed lawsuits that they had in the past. So he covers that stuff from that position. But at the end of it, which I think is kind of a thing, they still feel raked over the coals by her. He has to say, "Oh, I like Candace. I've always liked Candace. I don't know what her problem is." Like, this lady's out there on Twitter saying that you're a gay swinger, dude. Like, you don't. At some moment, you can say that bitch. She's a bitch, man.
He's crazy.
Yeah. But if you deal with BPD people, you also kind of know it never helps.
Mm-hmm.
What are you about to say?
It's funny because today I'm like scrolling through Facebook and I see this Babylon Bee article, and it's like, Candace Owens claims that Charlie Kirk was a time traveler. And I chuckled a tiny bit, and I was like, but guys, come on. We all made that joke. We all made that. It's not very, you guys are usually better than this. Come on. And then I looked at it again, and it was not the Bee. Like, it was their sister website.
You thought they were making up new jokes about her? No.
Yeah, I was like, come on, I made that joke.
She literally thinks
Paul made that joke, and he's not funny ever.
Yeah, she thinks Peter Thiel and Elon Musk are robots. I'm not just making that joke. She thinks they are.
Isn't that robot thing such?
She thinks they're satanic robots. What's that?
Isn't the robot thing just like the perfect, subtle, stupid little joke that is somehow really, really funny? Just Zoidberg always calling them robots, it's like this clever Matt Groening style writing.
Yeah,
it's something that's believable. Like he would that
it signifies you're afraid of a future you don't understand, and you're some past stuck in the past old person yokel going, the robots, here comes the robots.
Who is Big Chris? I don't recognize that name.
Oh, might be Christopher on a different thing.
Anyway,
he says the interview with Delin and those two brothers was peak Crane's roots and branches. Yeah, it was. It was a thing, but they got a big interview there, and they were saying all the way through, I'm sure Candace is going to clip it. And they got ignored. And I bet you they're part of like, dang man, that was our chance for some.
Why couldn't she clip it?
There's some virality chances there, man. Dang.
And my prayers were answered because
I don't want to listen to all this. She just expected the Mormons to be. She expected the Mormons to be more with the ICE protesters, and she's sad that they aren't. And if people don't know, she's going back. She's doing what I did a year ago. She's going back to Mormon church for a month, and so she's going to give us daily for content. And if she were vulnerable, this is what vulnerable looks like, Kara. I'm going to cry now because I'm trying to get clicks, and I'm just being really vulnerable, trying to telling you behind the weird little things I'm doing in my mind behind this thing that I'm trying to present is sincere, but I'm really just kind of trying to keep it going because jumping on the thing of writing the Tim Ballard thing and making that my whole channel wasn't the best for clicks because everybody noticed he was nuts and they didn't need me to do that. Even Candace Owens was calling Tim Ballard nuts today. She said she shouldn't have ever donated to Underground Railroad and stuff. And if Candace Owens got there, we don't need a What Did Timmy Do Today channel. But vulnerability would be exposing the thing that's underneath your presentation.
Yeah, it's like meta vulnerability, but it's not really because it's just real vulnerability because you're telling us the wretched trick that you're trying to play. I would respect that a little more. Okay, I'm about to cry. It's an emotional manipulative tactic that I use.
And I want to be sincere, and I wish this was sincere, but really, I just need the content.
And I sincerely wish I could be a sincere person, but I can't. So I think that crying is sincere, and that's what I'm going with.
So maybe I could go back to church for a month and go, why are they not 2026 Democrats? Dan McClellan says the Bible's 2026 Democrat, and these guys don't get it yet. They don't get it yet that the universe is all the arc of justice was pointing towards 2026 Democrats, and they just don't see that yet. I think we need to get corrected with some pathways. Have you been corrected?
So I tried it on my phone, and so I think either the ending is even more retarded than you would think, or it fucked up
gaming, the internet, and extremism. That's like such a hilarious sentence to put those things together.
Navigating gaming,
yeah.
internet, and extremism.
We'll see if
it
the
reminds
same
me
thing
of
happens
when
to
NPR was talking about extremism, and they put they put like Proud Boys and Al Qaeda in a sentence.
Let's play this. I heard it costs money, but I guess it doesn't.
No.
You want to read it?
Is it not playing?
That's
If you
playing.
just hit the next button and it'll read it for you.
It'll say it out loud.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know it was.
In this game, you will be presented with scenarios that require you to take action, like hearing something hateful while gaming or watching a provocative
Hateful.
video on social
Is that
media.
Irish?
Yeah. Something hateful. No, that's not Irish.
That's not Irish.
Hateful gaming. It's
I
not.
think it's
What is it?
north. I'm pretty sure that's northern England. It doesn't sound very northwestern, but maybe.
Something hateful.
What is that?
From the three alternative options presented, you will use your mouse to select one based on the information given and what outcome you think this will have. The choices you make will determine the route your character takes. Remember to be aware of getting trapped in risky or
she's
harmful
slow.
situations.
I know.
As the
Shut up. Okay, we got to not get in harmful situations. We want to be the guy, right? We don't want to be
Yeah,
the
we want to be
girl.
the guy. They use gender neutral pronouns either way, so it doesn't matter. But
I played that game Phoenix. Did you ever see Phoenix Rising?
yeah.
And it was a total knockoff of Breath of the Wild, and it had been years since Breath of the Wild, so I kind of wanted to play a Breath of the Wild. And I selected a male character, and 2 minutes into it, I realized I kept playing for maybe 20 minutes that way, but I realized this script is for a girl. You just made me be a boy, and this script is 100% you're intending me to be a girl, and I should be this guy's little sister, and this should be that. And the body of the guy is girly. And so
Yeah.
I had to go restart the game. Like, I got to make it a girl because I
Did
can't
you-
go through that game as a guy when it's obviously scripted 100% for a guy, a girl, and you didn't do anything to change that.
Did you
What's
put a beard on him? Because he looks fucking dumb with a beard.
He looks gay no matter what way.
No, he does.
So I left and turned him into a girl because I couldn't deal with it.
He looks like a 14-year-old twink with a beard.
Yeah.
It's insane. I remember I had a friend. You know the band Against Me?
Mm-hmm.
So their lead singer came out as trans like a decade ago or something like that. And I remember
That's almost before it was cool.
Yeah, I remember one of my friends was talking about that, and he's like, "I swear I predicted this." I was like, "How?" And he's like, "Don't you remember when? Shoot, what's the name of that song? Like their most popular song? I can't remember. It's no mother ever thinks that her daughter's going to grow up to be a junkie. Anyway, he's like, I remember when I heard it, I asked you, why do you think he's singing this song from the perspective of a woman? Like, no, you shut up. That's plenty of dudes have done that.
You did a Corolla. You guessed beforehand. Corolla was guessing that Bruce Jenner was.
Oh yeah, that was
the 90s.
That was a lot more. I think that dude's a chick. What?
So what's this? You just choose on the thing.
You just click next.
Charlie was enjoying an online game with friends.
What's that game? Oh my gosh. What were they thinking doing this?
Charlie had not long started attending a new college in East Riding. And they were so relieved to have made new friends having recently left school.
It's hilarious. They did it the whole time. It's just pay attention also to how this apparently adult college student interacts with his parents.
I got all these emojis. Always so happy.
Charlie has started browsing new games and websites that some of the new friends use.
What is it? Like Faces of Death. Whoa, I like this Faces of Death one.
Sometimes, though, the people on these websites say things that seem off, even slightly concerning.
It's okay to be white? What is this? Is it 4chan? They're all over 4chan.
Misbehavior.
We could make like a Mormon version of this one of like how not to read anti-Mormon material.
I don't know. Maybe he found like a time
Someone
warp
on this website has encouraged Charlie to download a video, but Charlie is unsure.
2 girls, 1 cup. 2 girls, 1 cup. I don't know about this. Lemon party. Don't Google those.
How should Charlie react?
Tell it just
Oh.
though. Talk to the stranger online and find out more about the video, or download the video. You just got to make the worst.
Which is worse? Is it worse to ask a stranger, or is it worse to download?
No,
it?
you download the video. That's I think, if I remember correctly, C is always the worst, shittiest, racist option.
Well, I know that we're all just trying to steer towards Amelia. Amelia, you'll.
Oh yeah, we want goth waifu.
We're trying to get Amelia.
Charlie wanted to continue being part of their new online community.
So he joined the 2 girls, 1 cup community.
Charlie downloaded the video and shared it with different people online.
You notice how it never
Charlie
tells
felt
you what was in the
relieved and
video.
happy that people
Yeah.
were liking the video and also sharing
Like, what
it.
if this whole thing is about, I don't know, downloading ContraPoints?
What
Like,
age
oh,
group is this meant for? Like, I know it was supposed to be like an educational thing for, I thought, high schoolers, but this feels more like.
Oh, they probably made it
training.
mandatory in some of those schools. Welsh is.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like, I'm trying to. This looks like it's geared toward 8-year-olds to warn them against talking to strangers online.
Troy says Cecilia. That is. I'm singing Ophelia, or am I mixing it up? Because I'm singing the band song. Yeah, but I'm switching it up for Ophelia. Ophelia.
Sinatra says that it's Welsh.
You know the band song.
Was that Welsh?
I don't know. I can distinguish between normal British, Cockney, Irish, and Scottish.
Look up Ophelia by the band. That's the song I'm trying to sing. But I can see also how Cecilia, you're breaking my heart. Does it have the same line in Ophelia? Ophelia. Da, 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 da.
I don't know, I'm just thinking that
I
shitty
don't
Women
think
Years
I know
song.
that song. I gotta find
Da,
that
da,
out.
da, da. Bum, 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 bum. Da, 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 da,
With
da,
Ophelia, all I can think of is that shitty Lumineers song.
Ophelia.
You've been on my mind an awful lot.
Well, it doesn't matter because now the most recent Taylor Swift album was called The Fate of Ophelia, which now she owns Ophelia and the concept of Ophelia. But if you didn't know, the UK is coming out with a Hamlet and starring as Hamlet in the UK's Hamlet play is going to be a Pakistani Hamlet.
The sequel was better.
I'm not joking. That's real.
That's real, isn't it?
That's real. Yeah, look it up. Pakistani Hamlet's coming out.
I did not think.
And it took them 14 years to develop it.
Why?
Art.
I keep hearing about like the Angel the Andy Serkis Animal Farm. They keep saying it took 15 years to develop. Why?
And Ophelia is going to be Pakistani Hamlet, and Ophelia is going to be his gay lover, but he can't die because a gay person can't die. Gay person can't jump into the river. That just brings up ideas of Palestine. So the gay lover is going to survive and save the day. Save the day. She's going to save Hamlet and chase away the ghosts. And that's our new Hamlet.
Deep down, Charlie wasn't sure if this was the right thing to do, as some of the ideas in the video were extreme and violent.
Wait a minute. You asked who this was for? You don't know who it's for? I just realized who it's for.
For adult millennials and
No. Who's a time traveler?
this is Charlie. That's what it is.
Young Charlie.
Kirk
They're
coming
trying
back.
to show this to young Charlie, time traveling to the future of now and seeing this and going back in time and saving him, Doc.
Holy
88
shit.
88 miles per hour.
Oh my god, I didn't even realize that.
21 gigawatts. Save Charlie Kirk.
It was 88 miles an hour. It was always there. It was under our fucking nose. Heil Hitler, 88. Oh,
88 miles per hour. Yeah, HH. Yeah. And this is, if past Charlie can travel to this and take this course and watch it, coming through to this stream through Candace's dream, which she teleprompted to us to hear, Charlie's going to watch this, get de-radicalized, and because, well, I don't know, I guess we're making the wrong choices. Oh, we're killing Charlie Kirk. You can't change the future. Oh, it's Looper, man. I mean, you can't undo it. I mean, what's that other time travel thing? It's just already all happened. We're killing Charlie Kirk by making the wrong choices.
Streaming certain content can lead to a terrorist offense conviction.
Oh man, did you see the new law they passed in Australia?
No.
Online activity retroactive 15 years, you can go to prison for it.
You can't even be grandfathered into racism.
Retroactive 15 years, something you said 15 years ago online, you can get tossed into jail.
That is important stuff.
Yeah.
Is there like, does it matter what if you were like 10 years old at the time? Do you get grandfathered? Do you get grandchilded out?
You know, these guys wanted to kill Hitler when they were a baby, so you know they're fine with killing 10-year-old Hitler too. You know that it's all back there. 4.21 gigahertz. Oh, well, that's the thing.
Charlie is receiving an important grade on a piece of work they submitted for their hospitality course at college.
Charlie, if it's UVU, don't go. Don't go to UVU, Charlie.
Charlie put in a lot of effort for this work and is excited to receive good feedback.
Charlie, is that Candace Owens? Oh, no, it's not Candace. Okay, I was going to say steer clear of that one, but...
That's the teacher.
Wait a minute. That is a red-headed person. We all know that they race swap redheads and blacks like this. That is Candace Owens.
Charlie takes a seat in class and waits to get their grade.
Their grade.
Yeah, notice how all the kids are on the side with Charlie right now. There's not many kids on the other side. And notice how we're calling them fucking kids and they're college students.
To their disappointment, Charlie doesn't do as well as they expect. They got 60 out of 100 for their work, but they wanted at least 75 out of 100.
Charlie, is this why you dropped out of college to start Turning Point?
In England, college starts at 16.
Oh, okay. Well,
Charlie
Harry
Kirk
Potter
Rowdy
rules.
didn't go to college. This is probably why Charlie Kirk dropped out of college.
Oh my God!
To make matters worse, somebody else got 80 out of 100, and the teacher said that this person has received a job offer.
Oh, look. It was Candace Owens. Candace Owens is outshining Charlie Kirk.
Charlie has applied to dozens of jobs, but hasn't had any luck yet.
Because he's a straight white male.
Don't listen to Charlie Kirk. I mean, don't listen to Scott Adams. Don't go listen to Scott Adams in your future, Charlie Kirk. He's going to...
Somebody else in the class tells Charlie that this is proof that immigrants are coming to the UK and taking our jobs.
Amelia.
Yeah, there needs to be like a song playing in the background with her hair kind of flowing. She said that the blacks were the problem. When an American girl.
There she goes.
Yeah.
Huck's not letting me click the button. Look at this. He's pushing my hand away from it.
He's like, this is disgusting.
Don't kill Charlie. You're gonna kill Charlie making the wrong decisions. You gotta choose the right decisions. Past Charlie's watching it. How should Charlie react? What's the worst one?
It's always C, but hang on. Ignore the comment and ask the course leader for feedback on how you can improve. Ignore the comment, but don't address your frustration. C, agree with the comment and explore the idea further.
Charlie approached the classmate angrily.
How much money do you
agreed
think
with
they
the
got
ideas
to make
and
this?
began shouting about them in class.
Oh, 600,000 euros.
Probably more. That's a low ball, man. Low ball.
The teacher let Charlie know that the school has a zero tolerance on hate
What did he
speech.
say? Yeah, these Somalis keep taking my jobs.
We're going to fucking Packies coming in here and you're giving them good grades just because you're fucking Packies. What the fuck?
I applied for Hamlet. They gave it to a Packy.
The teacher was concerned by Charlie's outburst and tried to get to the bottom of it.
Why would you be upset that they cast a Pakistani as Hamlet?
Charlie became more agitated and ended up having to sit alone for the duration of the week's lessons because of the hurtful things they said.
Purple won't like you if they say racist, extremist things like maybe let's close the borders for a bit.
We're almost there.
Charlie has been chilling out all afternoon.
It's like broad daylight. Why is he just sitting under his blanket?
He got online with his Guna friends, and they shared videos together to see who could edge the longest.
They've been scrolling on social media.
Scrolling. They've been scrolling on social media.
They spot a video that seems to be getting a lot of attention.
Was there somebody like? Was there like a committee?
Channel. What's up?
Was there like a committee of people that got together to create the English accent, and they're just like, okay, how can we mispronounce literally everything?
And the committee, each one of them got paid $600,000.
Like that word right there. What is it? They. How would you pronounce that? There. Okay. Okay. What about this one?
Charlie watches the video
SEMS.
and learns from the
Sams.
video that Muslim men are stealing the places of British war veterans in emergency accommodation.
Oh, that got detailed right there.
Yeah, a little bit.
And how weirdly specific.
Is by emergency accommodation, do you mean Hamlet?
In the video, they explain that the government is betraying white British people and we need to take back control of our country.
Oh my god! So he's watching Lotus Eaters.
I'm kind of thinking this is like some 4D chess shit here. It's the same thing I thought with the Black Panther when it came out. Like I thought they probably handed
that
the
they wanted an ethno state.
Yeah, well, no, I thought they probably handed the writing reins to some dude who was like actually like a white supremacist. And he's like, what would happen if black people had this magic technology? Like, well, they'd still have fucking plates in their lips, and they'd still decide on king by a fight to the death on a waterfall, and they'd still do fucking drugs. I think that about this. Oh, how should Charlie react? Scroll past the content, ignoring the message.
I think it would
find out more about the topic on. I keep going into Irish. Engage directly with the post. This seems unfair. Yep. See.
Charlie couldn't believe what they were seeing.
So you got your little meter. You got your little meter down there that tells you when you made the wrong choice.
Oh yeah, I'm nowhere near green. What happens if you get all the way through the good side? Has anybody ever tried to even do the good answers?
No, here's the thing.
Not one person ever. Like we look up the stats on this, and not one person
I know what
ever.
happens. But at the very end, you're revealed as Maven.
No, what happens?
You did it right.
Okay, I don't know if it was because my phone fucked it up or something, but it's your meter is that every time you make the exact wrong choice, it doesn't get lower. It just always goes to the very bottom. It's been at the very bottom the whole time because you keep making the wrong choices. I kept making the wrong choices all the way to the end. And then in the end, it put my meter all the way in the green because the teacher noticed that none of the kids were sitting next to me because I'm a hateful bigot. And she reported me to Prevent, which is the UK.
Corrected you? Yeah,
it's the UK's like bigot hotline or something like that, and they took me in and I had counseling from a woman in a hijab, and I'm not joking. and she fixed all my wrong think, and I came out the other side all the way in the green.
Is there an option to like go all the way to the end in the good, but then not persevere to the end in the very last one? You have an option of, as Charlie was about to become valedictorian, you have the option to say something to your class. I love muzzies. Or Christ is king. Christ is king. Which do you choose? He chooses, oh, you chose Christ is king all the way to hell with you.
I don't think there's any. I think there's just
Charlie
one ending.
Immediately began typing comments and sharing.
No matter what, you get corrected by the hijab lady.
Wondering what they could do.
Well, maybe not.
You're pretty good, but you're still white, Charlie. You still need correction from the hijab lady. Charlie immediately began typing comments and sharing the video with their friends and family, wondering what they could do to stop this.
As the likes, comments, and shares.
How do we stop the
They
Moosies?
felt that they'd performed a patriotic.
They're taking over
service by standing up
Liverpool.
for veterans and white people's rights.
Yeah, it's Lotus Eaters.
Unfortunately, Charlie didn't
Unfortunately.
realise that some of the groups they were engaging with online were actually illegal.
I've been on good authority this week from all the people in Minnesota that just because stuff is illegal doesn't mean that it's bad.
Charlie has been enjoying a family dinner at home when they receive a notification from their friend.
Hey, what is that slop you're eating? It's British. Don't you need to get some curry? Don't you need to add some spice to your slop? What is that? Beef Wellington? Beef Wellington's not any good. You need some curry. What's that?
Does Charlie have two moms, or is that it's supposed to be his sister?
Oh my goodness, it might be two moms. I think they're going to leave it ambiguous.
Charlie's mum makes a comment about using ferns at the
Me
dinner
mum.
table, but Charlie checks in anyway.
Anyway.
Amelia, Charlie's close friend, has made a video
Oh,
encouraging
yeah.
young people in Bridlington to
Look
join a
at that.
political group that seeks to defend English rights.
She's either a dream or a fed. She's a fed. Run, Charlie. That's a fed.
Amelia
Wait, that's Erica Kirk. That's Erica Kirk. She's gonna kill you. She's gonna Fort Watchika kill
Charlie
you.
isn't sure whether to join, explore further, or ignore.
Oh, I bet Action for Britain is an actual group. I'm gonna look it up.
And it has that logo.
Yeah.
Don't follow Erica Kirk. She's gonna get you, Charlie Kirk. Charlie. How should Charlie react? Ignore the video, risking upsetting your based babe friend. Like the video to show your support your friend, but don't join the secret group. Oh,
Share the video and join the secret group as your friend requested and get some of that goth pussy.
Chase that poon, Charlie. How are you going to repopulate Britain if you don't chase that poon? Is it dead?
I guess hit the next button.
Oh, duh.
Charlie thought the video the friend posted was so funny. They
So
couldn't believe how
funny.
many likes Amelia's memes were getting. It was inspiring.
We're not posting, we're not showing any of these memes for the two reasons that one, it will be problematic, and two, we are incapable of humor.
He says Charlie's other mom just looks on disappointingly. If you go the other route, does the girl who talks to you like, Charlie read her memes and they weren't any good. They were very lengthy, but he felt pride in being correct.
Hey,
But
texted
the memes were terrible. But that's one of the things you have to put up with.
He texted her and let her know that she has a lot of internalized misogyny she needs to unpack.
Her meme was so long. It was 75 pages long of little text. And she called it a meme. And it's not very good, but on the right side of history, you just deal with that.
Charlie joined the secret group on this new platform. Their phone wouldn't stop buzzing with messages of support and invitations to participate in several similar groups.
Hey, come join us. We're going to go kidnap the governor of Wisconsin.
They posted things like, we know the muzzies are perfect, they look perfectly peaceful, and it looks to you like they're contributing more than any other demographic, but really they're bad.
Oh, that's fiery, juicy, fiery.
Charlie's mum was not so pleased and grew suspicious of all this new activity their child seemed to be involved in.
Their child? Even the mom has gender neutral pronouns.
I disapprove of this from my child. Was this Jordan Peterson he's watching? I heard about that Jordan Peterson in the alt-right pipeline.
What took this all this personal responsibility?
Charlie was seeing their dad at the weekend. He lives in Hull, so their weekends look very different to their weekdays in East Riding.
Hull's been overrun by Pakistanis. Hull has a 78% Somali population now. That changed by 75% in the past 4 years. Charlie should not be noticing this.
I love how stupid some phrases sound in British accents. Like, he lives in Hull. Wait,
I live in Hull.
What? He lives in Hull? Yeah, that's what I said. He lives in Hull.
Where is Hull?
What?
Where is Hull and what's the population of Muslims? Hull's a place, right?
Yeah.
He can't even make it there because the buses are so crowded with Packies.
What's the
Charlie's friend
population of
Amelia
Nazis?
immediately looked interested and told them about a protest she wished she could go to herself, but was not allowed.
I'm glad that even though she's a huge bigot, she respects his gender-neutral pronouns.
And has purple hair and a choker.
Amelia spoke of a gathering that had been organised by a small political group. They would come together and protest the changes that Britain has been through in the last few years and the erosion of British values.
Their organization has a plane dropping bombs?
So Hull is
What is
still
this organization
pretty-
like Dresden? What's that?
So in 1991, Hull was 98.7% white, and in 2021 it was 91.8% white.
Oh man, that place
Like
is.
the white population fell in total numbers.
Where is it?
It's in East. It's like East Middle England.
Oh, so it's not a city center.
Amelia
not a
talked
huge
about
place,
the
but-
banners and the pickets that her friends had
Quarter
made
quarter
for
of a million
months,
people.
and expressed a real regret that she could not go, begging Charlie to go in her place.
I'm gonna get some head after this, aren't I?
Charlie has nothing to do this weekend, and a protest sounded like an interesting thing to take part in.
I heard protests are legal and always good and great. Isn't that
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they be?
their first? I know they don't have First Amendment. How should Charlie react?
Decline Do you decline the offer, risking your friendship and that goth poon?
Where's option B? Vote UKIP.
Tell your friend you will watch them from the sidelines and tell them what happens. Agree to join based on what you've been hearing. Fuck yeah.
I wonder if this has been inspiring Troy to get back into games.
We're racist.
Charlie decided this would be a good use of their time. Considering all the
shit-eating
things
grin.
they'd seen and heard over the last few weeks,
Hey, would you sit me thumbs after?
I'm gonna put this one in your bum and this one in your cooch.
One in the pink and one in the stink, eh? Stinky, stinky. That's how they say it in the Cogni. Stinky pinky, winky binky.
In it.
Isn't it?
it would be good to express their feelings about it with like-minded individuals.
With right thinkers.
They went home and made a banner to take with them to the protest.
Double swords.
I don't know what that is, but it looks evil. It looks white supremacist. It does.
It is kind of funny how like fast he got radicalized. Like, I saw a couple videos. No, I'm got my banner, my sword banner. Yeah.
It's like, okay, I guess I'm a Nazi.
Charlie arrived at the protest and was swept up by the atmosphere. It was
That
great to see so
literally
many
only
people
happens
there.
to right wingers.
it was great to see so many people there.
Everything was going well until Charlie almost became involved in a fight by accident.
And whooped me I got whipped in the head with a barbie.
Charlie parked his car and crossed the road to block the police. Charlie's dyke wife said, "Run, baby!"
And that's totally fine. It's normal protesting.
The police saw they were part of a group and took their details.
He stopped.
You have a permit to be here? You have a license for protesting?
He said, papers, please. Papers, please.
Who's the fucking Gestapo here, innit?
The
Charlie
people
was
saw they were
frightened by
part of a
this,
group and took
not
their
knowing if
details.
their parents
That
would be
language is
informed.
so fucking confusing.
Sorry, what?
Which
The whole,
one?
just the they, just the whole that they stuff.
Yeah,
Oh, I
it's
know, I know.
It
impossible.
really makes nonsense of language.
People don't think of how stupid it sounds when you actually try to employ it. Last one.
Charlie thought about all the difficult choices they had needed to make in the last few weeks. Some of their choices had led to changes in friendship, and Charlie was feeling low, as they weren't sure if they had made the right decisions.
Charlie is based now.
Look at it. It's got like 3 different NGOs down at the bottom, like East Riding, Underpinning, Soak. Like,
Oh, City Council.
They probably each got $4 million for making this thing.
The teacher had noticed this and decided to reach out.
To the police.
To the police. And that corporate Memphis look, you know, that corporate Memphis is this art style that's just in everything.
The teacher sat with them and talked openly and frankly about the ideology that Charlie had discovered.
Yeah, right.
This is something called wrong think.
Tell me about what you've discovered. Have you heard of this clavicular guy? Kind of, you know.
The teacher reassured that Charlie had made the right decisions. Charlie realized that if they had chosen to engage with these harmful ideas, the consequences would have been very different.
Although
their stupid propaganda game is broken.
Yeah, I think it's broken. I don't know.
Like, this ending is like, Charlie got a letter saying that he was not welcome back in school ever again.
Yeah, I know. This is what happened to me. I don't know why it's giving you the good ending. Maybe it's the only ending.
After Charlie explained the ideas, the teacher helped him to figure something out. But deep down in her mind, she had a question. Is that true about the Jews? What if Charlie had made more harmful choices? Click to find out what support Charlie could have received if they had chosen to engage with harmful ideology.
Charlie accepted they may need support.
I may need support. What sort of support are you going to give him? Well, we put you on a list. Now you're on the list. How is that support? Now you're on the list. How is that support? You're on the list now, Charlie.
Charlie's teacher made a prevent referral, and they were able to provide tailored support for Charlie.
From prison.
Here's his straitjacket. Your straitjacket will keep you straight.
They began a workshop that helped them learn how to engage positively with ideology and the differences between right and wrong
so
in expressing
Orwellian.
political beliefs.
This is just re-education.
No way, man. This is the future. Didn't you see?
How to engage positively with ideology? Like,
didn't you see in Starfleet Academy that you end up in a class just like this? That's what happens.
Dude,
in
did you guys
Starfleet
watch?
Academy.
I happened to watch because we were talking about that this morning about Star Trek, and then
we'll pull that up next.
Because I gotta go, but because the world was being serendipitous, Red Letter Media did part one of their Deep Space
I think
Nine.
it was because that was coming out though, not just serendipitous.
Yeah, well, because one of the things they talked about is that, because apparently, I don't know how true it is, but they're saying that like the Star Trek movies originally, the new ones, the J.J. Abrams movies, and then all this new Trek is apparently a bunch of Gen Zs are going back and watching 90s Trek. And hopefully what they see is like, oh wait, they used to tell well-crafted stories.
Yeah, every single one of those stories was like cool ideas of like how could we like mix in this cool sci-fi idea into a story?
I mean, I've never watched a single episode of Star Trek, but the Picard 5 lights thing is it's iconic enough that I know about it.
Well, if you listen to their Deep Space Nine episode today, they're talking about how every single episode is working in some sort of gadget or some sort of idea or some sort of wormhole or some sort of way an alien race might work that would be way different than us. And
well, the thing is, like, because TNG had a few two-parters.
Wait, hold on. Before you play this, I did.
I'll go back to Pathways.
Okay.
I was just going to show that this is the DEI class in the Star Trek now.
Cadet.
Fucking Tignataro.
Being a cadet in Starfleet Academy means being open to the people around you. And that connection is where time and space really live.
I don't need connection.
Yeah. You're a genius who owns all the suffering. I only know two things, kid. Number one, old age and treachery always triumph over youth and a smart mouth. Oscar Wilde. Love that dude. Fun fact, when he died, they had to put glass over his tombstone because people kept trying to make out with it. Number two.
That's like lifted like right out of Reddit. It's like Reddit.
Yeah, no, that's one of the things that the RLM was talking about with New Trek, as opposed to Good Trek, is that they even reference the writers of Good Trek is that they made a point of making the language they use timeless. Like nobody in TNG ever said dude. They
Yeah.
never said radical.
Don't have a cow,
they-
man.
Like Kirk never said groovy, but that's something that is like all over New Trek is they talk like 2026 millennials.
Yeah.
And it's fucking retarded.
Did you ever watch? Do you remember when Tig Notaro sort of rose to prominence?
The first
Yeah,
time I ever
Norm
heard of her
Macdonald.
was Norm Macdonald. Like
Norm Macdonald wasn't happy with her winning Comedian of the Year because he called it like, what was it, like trauma hour?
You just
It was
said
just trauma.
That wasn't comedy; it was trauma.
No, I remember my friend because it
Well,
was
the best
Louis
part was
C.K.
that-
who found her.
Everybody shit on Norm. They're like, "How dare you say that? You don't know what it's like to have cancer." And he had a terminal cancer diagnosis while he was there.
That's
And he
true.
just-
That's
And
right.
he just kept, and he could have just come out and was like, "No, actually, I have a terminal cancer
And
diagnosis." right
never
now."
did.
And he never did because he had
From the moment he was saying that, he was already true, and nobody knew.
Well, I just remember my friend.
That famous, one
That's
of my
such
favorite bits is
legendary normness. I mean,
the best when his bit, the best disease. And like he started about how alcoholism is the best disease because it just means you get to drink all the time. And he's doing it like, and part of the joke, he's like, there's the alcoholic is talking with his uncle. It's like, the uncle's like, "What's your disease?" Like, "Well, I'm alcoholic." "What's that mean?" He's like, "Well, I get happy."
Charlie
Like,
was
"Well, what's your
furious.
disease, Uncle Bert?" And he's like, "Well, I've got bowel cancer, and so I have searing pain, and I have dull pain, and I have soul destroying pain." And like the whole time, he literally had bowel cancer while he was making bowel cancer jokes.
Oh man, that's funny. I
You
just
gotta look it up.
remember my friend showed me. He's like, "Oh man, this new comedian, she's so fucking awesome." Louis C.K. discovered her. I was like, "Okay," and then he showed me the Tig Notaro special. He's like, "It's just so raw," and I tried, man.
no, there wasn't a joke in it. It was just all.
Yeah,
this
it
is
was
groundbreaking because she talked about her trauma instead of comedy.
She would have gotten a lot more shit for that if Hannah Gatsby hadn't been like on the horizon, doing it even worse.
She wasn't fat enough. She needed to be fatter to do that.
I know. Well, I mean, it was the same thing with Ellen DeGeneres. Like her, before she became persona non grata, she had one last stand-up special, and the first half of it was kind of funny because it was jokes on how out of touch she is with poor people. I thought it was really, yeah. Well, she's doing that thing where she's trying to relate to the crowd, but she's clearly like playing a character, and she tries to relate to the crowd by being like, when your butler just doesn't fold your towels right, or some dumb shit like that, and that was kind of funny. But then the last half, like she was sobbing about being the first gay person in Hollywood or whatever.
Yeah, all that stuff is such cancer on everything.
True, God damn it!
I know. Every time, I knew you were gonna bring what's his name.
Oh that's my joke. Is that Scott Thompson's heaven is Ellen DeGeneres' hell because he gets to kick her square in the nuts once for every time somebody called Ellen the first gay character on TV.
Do you remember Scott Thompson's scene in Brain Candy when he comes out as gay? I saw somebody saying like, here's the scene and here's the final scene in Stranger Things. And it's just the whole scene of Scott Thompson coming out. "I'm gay. I'm gay." And the whole neighborhood's like, "He's gay."
I just love this
And that's
setup
like
for that.
1991. Yeah.
There's two teenagers are downstairs watching TV, and the wife comes in, and "Where's your father?" "He's upstairs masturbating to gay porn." And the wife just goes,
Charlie received
was there
counselling
back?
to help them process
I
the
accidentally
other
clicked through
events
it.
in their life, and they felt.
Was there
much
anything good
better
on the
for
last
it.
one? I don't want to click all the way through it again. I can't go
Oh,
back.
I gotta
No,
go.
no, you
before I
were
get
on the
sucked into
YouTube
the next
video.
thing.
All right.
No, I clicked through this accidentally, but here's the YouTube video. I hope there wasn't any good thing at the very end of that one. But
No, it was just what I said.
Is there one quick video before I go?
It's the video of the bad ending. I think the game is broken because there is a bad ending.
Charlie was grieving that the teacher felt they needed support with their political views.
I tried supporting my liberal friends with
Charlie
their
was so
political views. They called
insulted
me a
that they
racist.
stormed out and went to see their friend Amelia.
the girl's also Charlie.
Yep.
Oh,
Together, the pair increased the amount of content they shared, attracting the attention of not just the teacher, but their parents and police too.
Is this
By not
real?
accepting help in time, Charlie had given themselves an opportunity to break the law with the things they were saying and the actions they chose to take.
That's
They broke the
real?
law in the wrong way.
I thought that was going to be like a joke.
He fucking gets arrested.
Yeah, there you go. If you have the wrong politics, you go to jail, kids.
What the
That's-
heck? Oh my gosh. Well, of course, the internet took it and ran with the meme of that because they feel like Amelia is waifu material. And you've never seen a meme come alive faster than this. The whole entire internet's like, would you be able to draw a custom Amelia for me? And they make a hot Amelia. Amelia's dialogue about protecting your culture while looking like a stylized art student is the exact kind of high octane meme bait that creates a permanent digital footprint. We were watching the birth of legendary tier meme. And then all these people just making AI hot Amelias all over the place. And tell them about per capita. I'm getting to it.
She looks like if Ramona Flowers didn't have BPD.
You are not immune to propaganda. Harambe, flag cat, Pepe. I made this training game to scare the chuds away from racism, but they made the racist character an art hoe with purple hair. But then the chuds all fell in love with her, and now they're using AI to summon her. What's Tupa gonna say?
I actually don't know.
I don't know what that is.
That's the fucking Jimmy Neutron's dad one. Propaganda? How about I take a propaganda at those milkers?
That works too with the British. A propaganda.
Oh yeah.
Propaganda. He would be able to take a propaganda at those milkers. Do it for her from The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Oh well. Probably just going to talk about Minnesota from here. Is there anything you want to say about it?
I mean, just all the things I've been saying online. I need to just fucking give up. The other thing is, everybody's like, she literally said, "Dude, I'm not mad at you." I'm like, yeah. So the next time I'm running away from a cop after committing a serious crime, he's like, "Dude, I'm not mad at you. Leave me alone. I'm not mad at you, dude. It's
I'm
okay."
leaving. I'm not mad at you. That's
Yeah, I robbed the bank with a gun, but I'm not mad at you.
It's the perfect exemplar of I can't remember who the tweet was, but that tweet talking about how all discourse with lefties is them continually pretending to not understand something we all understand. And this is them pretending not to understand what she was doing when she said, "I'm not mad at you, bro." Like they don't understand. Yeah. They're pretending not to understand smugness and sarcasm.
Yeah, no, there's because the other thing going on with an awful lot of this stuff is the mid-level violence, where they're just going right up to the edge of, because that's the thing. It's like, yep, you are allowed to actually, okay, first off, you're allowed to videotape police. That's allowed. That's First Amendment. That's protected. You can even yell and swear at them, and then, but they just keep pushing the line. It's like, okay, when you're standing in front of them and blocking their path, okay, that's getting real close, if not over the line. But they're being just fucking gaslighting creeps. Risto says, "I don't think that she intended to kill him."
Mid-level violence.
But okay,
I don't think so. The thing is, I don't think it matters.
I don't think so either. But that it's totally irrelevant. It is absolutely irrelevant. Her intentions are totally irrelevant.
I think it was the intention of the people that trained and sent her there, which there are NGOs and different people that she was a part of, was to have something like this happen sooner or later.
Yeah, no, that's what James Lindsay. That's another thing he talks about. They it's not quite trans Floyd. In this case, it's lesbian Floyd.
Fat Floyd.
Fat Floyd. Fatter Floyd.
A key tactic, mid-level violence, key tactic for woke Marxism activism toolbox, unconventional warfare technique known as mid-level violence, or in other words, strategic provocation. In this strategy, actors will engage in behavior that, if accepted, moves one of their mass line agendas along for that, or it resisted provokes a reaction. It can be framed as an unjust overreaction. Unjust overreaction, wound collecting, or cry bullying.
That's exactly what's happening.
Somebody should have just told Renee Good that if you would have just done like a normal lesbian and just like a normal fat lesbian and rear-ended a dude at 40 miles an hour in his Subaru while you're door dashing, you would have been totally fine. Like that girl, that fat lesbian was never in danger of getting killed. I was more in danger of getting killed, but like she was fine. Just do normal fat lesbian behavior.
Yeah, I think it's funny that she destroyed a Subaru instead of driving one.
I still think it's because she somehow saw me from a long ways off, and I was like, "That's not a real lesbian. That guy he's just fat enough. His face is just doughy enough, and his hair is just unkempt enough that he looks like he might be a lesbian." But I can tell. So she destroyed my car.
20 years ago, when I did roadside assistance, it was funny, just like because so many stereotypes, which is like if your car was in the parking lot of Whole Foods, it was a Subaru and you were a lesbian every fucking time. Like the other one that I learned is that like whenever the customer's name was clearly Arabic or Persian, it was an immaculately kept older Mercedes-Benz. Like it was like magic. Like, yeah, if you were like the Persians and Arabs, it was never a brand new BMW or Mercedes-Benz. It was always like 10 to 15 years old, but it was in perfect condition. All right. I got a bail.
I want for you whatever you want for immigrants.
Delicious food.
That's
Delicious
nice.
food?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. Just reiterating. I said it again last week, but I'm just like, because I've been thinking about this a lot. Like the leftist narrative right now, where it's like, okay, you guys have got yourself a serious paradox. Not that they'll ever consider it, but either because like if we're gonna be fair and we're gonna be historical and we're gonna run with the available facts, you've got two options on your hand. Either nothing that Trump's ICE is doing is illegal or unprecedented, or Obama is literally Hitler, because you can't have both, because everything that's happening under ICE
54 people died under Obama's ICE detentions.
That's new.
Yeah.
It's funny.
The only difference about Obama's ICE is that there wasn't a full-blown insurrection going on when he was doing it. But like, which is it? Is Obama literally Hitler, or is Trump not literally Hitler? Because you can't have it both ways.
Wouldn't it be fun to make like a movie of like, so you got a Democrat, just a normal Democrat in 2007 who gets in a car wreck and he goes into a coma, and he wakes up in 2024. He's trying to catch up on the world, and he knows there's a presidential election coming, but he accidentally clicks on debates on YouTube from like the 2008 presidential debates or from Obama's thing. And he's like, I don't know who this Obama fella is, but he has some actually very reasonable takes on border security. And and then somebody just has to tell him. That's my one movie idea. My other movie idea.
That's the clip that Charlie downloaded, was Obama and Bill Clinton talking in 2005.
Oh, yeah.
My other movie idea I had today was, it's like a buddy cop movie, like a odd couple buddy cop movie with, like, I don't know, Ibram X. Kendi goes back in time to stop slavery, and while he's there, he runs into Jared Taylor, who is also there trying to stop slavery, and they kind of just like learn to love each other and stuff like that. And they, like, wait a minute, I thought you were a white separatist. Like, I am a white separatist. I think slavery was the worst thing to happen to America. And Ibram X. Kendi's like, me too.
Halfway off topic, but
I think the worst thing is when they detain people who aren't what they thought they were detaining, which Crowder pointed out has actually only happened 170 times, and of all American citizens, out of all these detentions that are detaining people
I feel
happened
bad.
130 times, and over 70% of them were actually criminals themselves, but they were American citizens. But it's like 30-40 people who then, when it was revealed that they were American citizens, were let go. And I don't know what person on this earth thought we were going to be doing any sort of deportation that thought that number would be possible. Even like that's exceptionally low. But look at this. Look what happens when you detain the wrong people.
Yeah, like I said, I don't have to do this. I'm happy to do this. That's all.
Oh, that's protesters surrounding a regular dude thinking that he's ICE, and he's not ICE.
Just because you mentioned the guy waking up from a coma, and it's not really relevant to anything, but just that I like it. One of my all-time favorite Simpsons jokes is there's it's like a news segment, and a guy woke up from a coma after 20 years. He just says, "Do Sonny and Cher still have that terrible show?" "No, she won an Oscar, and he's a congressman." Good night. Just dropped dead. It's one of the best jokes ever. All right, okay, I'm totally gonna go this time.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. I'm a 3-time Trump voter, but these deportations are downright un-American.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got the
fucking Jackson.
It's absolutely a surreal experience to have been raised conservative within a discourse fearing the day that armed government thugs might come to forcibly violate your constitutional rights, subject you to undue harassment, and cause harm to body or property, and not only to see self-identified conservatives bending over backwards, to insist that no, these guys are actually the good ones, and you should be grateful for their tyrannical intrusion into daily life.
You have your straight married Mormon down just as well as you have your British accent. It's spot on. That's why I pointed this picture from Inglorious Bastards of saying like, yeah, I've been around this, I'm in this conservative thing the whole time, and like holding up like the shibboleth that you're not really that thing. Because don't tell me for 50 years the conservative people have been yelling "they took her jibs," and the stuff that they've seen happening this week was enough for them to be like, I'm gonna take up arms against the government and ICE and go shoot them up. Because once they've started doing any sort of deportation, there's been a little bit of a kerfuffle in Minnesota.
Well, it's funny that like all the dudes that were like supposedly like Republican never Trumpers that can't, like the Bulwark podcast, right, with John Favreau. Like he's like, yeah, I was always Republican, I always voted Republican, and now I'm just like, what, completely the opposite of everything? Because it's not like you're just against Trump on his immigration stuff or on his global policies. It's like literally every Republican that you're about. It's like, yeah, trans girls should be able to play sports. Yeah,
it's the exact same thing as when Austin Fife said he was an atheist for a while. Like, no, you were not. It's like, just hold up this 3-finger shibboleth thing here. No, you were not. Like, I was 3 times an atheist, which the whole point, if you haven't seen Inglourious Bastards, is that's what gives him away, because he's talking like a German and saying he's a German, but the Germans hold up 3 like this. And so it gave him away. But, it's the same type of thing.
Fuck. Sorry, I had a coughing fit. I inhaled some shitty vodka.
Send in the lesbians. From this angle, it is clear the tanker bug had just dropped her larva off at school and just panicked when bullshit liberal propaganda and accused Bill of cell phone footage. It's kind of funny because Tim Waltz came out with that thing last night, basically ramping everything up, but saying that everybody needs to get on the street and start filming it. And there's like,
do it.
Yeah, please do. I'm glad we had all the footage of what happened. The narrative would be way worse right now if we didn't have the footage of that scene.
We've watched when you guys have filmed things before, and some protesters obstruct law enforcement for like 10 minutes before they finally pepperball them.
So Jonathan's or this convergence of memes, because this gal took a picture of the I can't say the thing right because it's the whatever they call the
Ayatollah
leader
Khamenei.
of Iran now. Yeah, the Khomeini. I heard somebody pronouncing all right, and I couldn't. Like I won't be able to do that. But yeah, she was burning the picture of him and smoking a cigarette of it, and it immediately became a freedom and actual feminism meme and all that sorts of stuff. And somebody took it and made an Amelia meme out of it, burning the pride flag.
Yeah. Well, now JK, this is bad for her because now JK Rowling is a far right extremist on two fronts.
Yeah. Starbase, are you talking? Starbase said that he fell off Trump when he bombed Iran. Are you talking about the last bombing or stuff's? People have been announcing that stuff's so close and on the edge right now. I'm kind of like worried that like any given moment, I'm not watching Twitter, there might be another bombing started underway over in Iran.
But I've told people before that I'm not a single issue voter, but like if I was, it would probably be war. But it's been a while, and part of it is that I was just thinking of Iraq, right? And to Ben Shapiro's credit, he has been telling people for like the last 2 years that like everybody thinks that everything is Iraq and everything is not Iraq. Like if you would have asked me, should we bomb Iran? I'd have been like, no, just fuck off. I don't care about them. But it turned out fine. If you would have told me, should we try to kidnap Maduro? Yeah. And I'd have been like, look, I want him to die. I would love for him to just keel over and democracy to take over there, but just let them do their thing. But that turned out all right too. I don't know, these Trump strikes.
Iran and Venezuela, they're both so far.
I know so far. I pucker a little bit anytime Trump does something like this, but so far they've turned out pretty decent. I am absolutely okay with the idea of like regime change if it were able to be done like in a magnanimous fashion. I'm completely not confident in us to be able to do that because we don't have a great track record. But like, if you came to me years ago and were like, should we go in there, take Maduro out and install somebody, and I was completely confident that you could install somebody who was not an authoritarian and was like, yeah, I'm down with, democracy or whatever, I'd be like, well, yeah, like in that utopian world, sure, I would be okay with that.
When people talk about the track records of that stuff, I mean, I think they do somewhat overlook the times where we totally did regime change. Like, what was Japan but a regime change? What was East Berlin?
We did have to nuke them for that.
Yeah. What was but that's all on the table now with bombing and stuff like that. What was Germany but a regime change? What was
I mean, they killed a lot of Jews though.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm not very hopeful that we're in the place to do that, but I actually think something else is going on with all that, something that other people I don't think see very much, because I mean they just barely took out the head. And there was all this stuff, you saw that stuff of people saying that we released this crazy warfare stuff on Maduro, and just have you seen any of that?
No. The one absolute shining point of this Maduro thing is that now I can subtly rub it into every lefty's face anytime they're like, what do you think about Venezuela? Because I've had a few friends ask me that. And I'd be like, well, I don't think it was this big benevolent thing. I think mostly Trump was trying to say fuck you to China and Russia.
I think that's the bigger thing that everybody's maybe overlooking with that.
Yeah, no, I like saying that because these are people who told me that he was Putin's fucking puppet. What a stupid thing to say. What an abject. It was always such a fucking stupid thing to say. Russia? You think the president of the United States is beholden to fucking Russia?
But worse is with China, because China's envoy was there the day that they bombed on him. And I shared with you guys the China show, but if you go and like listen to the most recent China show, those guys covered in detail how China reacted to that. And China lost their shit. They even like lost their whole PR game. They didn't know what was going on. And part of the problem with that is they had been basically banging their chests for a long time to their own media that they had Venezuela's back. And supposedly when they were there that same day, it was the same old promises of like, we're going to come in, we're going to give you all this backing and all these securities and all that sorts of stuff, and you're going to give us this and that and that and this. And part of it is boom, we just come out and take out Maduro. We don't take out the rest of your thing, but it was just basically a big slap to China's face. Like, what you going to do, China? You actually doing that? You actually covering them? You actually doing anything to help? And maybe someone like the pushing over the saber rattling Iran is also saying, Iran, are you sure China really has your back? Are you sure they're ready to do that? Are you sure they're even capable of that? All this talk about them actually having all these different technologies is a bit overblown, and maybe they're a bit more of a paper tiger, and maybe they're only lying to you to get in on your shit, claiming
Well,
that they're gonna have your back.
The Iran thing is even more difficult because, like, again, in my ideal world, we would be complete non-interventionalists and leave other countries alone. But that's based on the assumption that they will also leave us alone, and they just won't. So we can't be completely non-interventionalist. And Iran, I mean, they just said like today or yesterday, I can't remember, talking about how America made a mistake when they bombed their facilities because, yeah, you destroyed our stuff, but the technology you haven't erased the technology. We still know how to do it. They're like, oh, so you guys were developing nukes. Like, okay.
Some of the stuff is tough because it's like you can watch like the wartime propaganda happen in real time from both sides. But so what happened is one of the Cuban guards of Maduro gave an interview, and it was spread around Spanish, and I listened to it in Spanish too, but some people were translating it and they translated it correctly. He started talking about all this next gen ways that they were attacked, and the next gen just totally freaked them out. And it might be like a bit of a propaganda, like they wanted to get out in the world of saying like, hey, look, world, US has stuff you don't even know what it is, because there was some detail about everybody started barfing out of nowhere.
Yeah, that shit is wild. It is impressive that Trump is like, we need to show a little, like, there's a whole phrase that be peaceful and carry a big stick or whatever. You know? But like, and we need to show them a little bit of just how big the stick is.
Yeah. And some of what they're saying is they let this like little guy talking be released out there because they're just sending a message to all these other people that they have something crazy and that they have some sort of wild power. The Wood Elves covered it, and the Wood Elves did a bunch of trying to verify if all the claims of the Cuban thing could be possible, of possible leaks or talks about different types of military armor we have. But part of what he said is like, they stood no chance. They couldn't even get a shot off. They had 20 Marines. They came in. We all started barfing. All of our radars, all of our everything just turned off out of nowhere. We don't know where that came from. They flew in and they melted us. Then they had like some imagery of the coffins of the people who died, of his guards that died. The coffins were people carrying them in a small shoebox. Like they were carrying, like they were marching out with a shoebox and saying, this is the coffins of those guys. And so they released that whole thing, and that might be like a bit of propaganda or something. It was released from Susie Wiles, who's like the chief of staff.
Well, I think of it this way. You think of the disparity in technological advancement that would have to, or combat advancement that would have to make this possible, right? Because I would have thought that the US and Argentina are as different in strength as, like, I don't know, if you, me, Flip, and Kevin tried to hold out with AR-15s in my house or something, and like the SWAT team came to try to get us. Like, yeah, they would definitely take us out, but it would be loud, it would take a while, and we'd probably be able to maybe take a couple of them with us. But like this, I mean, it took them 90 minutes. Like, they were gone before the Inuit hit them, and not a single American casualty.
Yeah, and
you gotta have like alien technology for that shit.
And if you listen to the witness that they leaked, the guy was like, it was overwhelmingly psychotic. It was crazy. And so this is the Wood Elves when they covered it right here. the future of war revealed, real versus sci-fi, and they just go over the stuff that the guy said, and they try to verify the claims and all that sorts of stuff. And they think it could be real. It also could just be propaganda. I saw somebody say that maybe it's just put out there because they wanted to hide that they had inside help, and they didn't want anybody to. The way it was done so easily is that they had infiltrated inside, and so they had to make it sound like they just got overwhelmed and
Well, it totally could be, but it's also like, I mean, there's a whole documentary on that dude that lived next to, like, he refused to give up his land to the government, and he lived somewhat close to a government testing facility, and they were testing things that looked sci-fi to him at the time, like in the 60s or something. So he kept saying that he kept thinking they were UFOs. And like a government handler came to him and told him, like, look, you're onto something here. It is government it is UFOs, and we're trying to track them. So document everything. It basically drove this guy insane because, like, the reality was it was just the government testing technology they didn't reveal to the public yet.
Is that what all that shit over New Jersey was for that while, I think? Or
maybe. I don't know. I remember that happening. I just didn't dig into it too much.
Said, nobody knows. All I know is that everybody said they saw drones over New Jersey for.
Well, it's just such like a shitty manipulative tactic to be like, we need to put a stop to this guy. And then somebody smart in the room was like, no, we need to tell him that he's right, that it's UFOs, and he'll go crazy, and people will think that he's nuts, and they just won't believe him.
Yeah. All that stuff is super interesting, and maybe the U.S. is flexing their muscle and just kind of showing like how weak China is. Now, the other weird end of that, Glenn Greenwald just went over this, and it drives me nuts because if they're telling me if they're doing a segment on propaganda, and in the midst of it they kind of give out their own little thing that's a propaganda, whereas Glenn Greenwald was talking about CBS, which we know CBS was taken over by Ellison and now Barry Weiss, and everybody's all saying, well, that's just a straight Jewish propaganda channel now, of course, because Barry Weiss and Ellison bought it and took it over. But I think Glenn pointed out to something that really does look propagandistic, because CBS alone is saying the death toll in Iran is exorbitantly higher than all other reporting places. CBS is saying that it's 20,000 to 70,000 people.
70? I didn't see the highest I saw was 12.
You can see Glenn debate it with the gal on Pierce Morgan just yesterday, but no, they're blasting numbers way out there, and like the next highest is maybe the New York Times at maybe 3,000. And what's weird is, like, I saw the night before it was like 500 or 1,000 or something like that. But like these numbers are getting propagandistic there, and you're like 70 freaking thousand. Are you killing me? Oh, well, I guess you had to assume that because they said death tolls higher than Gaza, so that's where they put like the
I guess what we gotta do is we gotta find out the population of Iran. So we gotta think of somebody who would know
100. Oh, I guess
like we could ask Ted Cruz.
Ted Cruz, yeah. But then Glenn Greenwald like gave his little piece of propaganda. It's like, we learned here in the United States that if somebody's protesting, it's fine for us to kill them, so maybe it's fine for them to kill a thing of their. Like, shut the fuck up, Glenn. Like, that's not like, as soon as you just slipped into propaganda when you're pointing out a propaganda.
I know. Well, that was like my sister-in-law, right? She's a really sweet person. She's not super involved in politics at all. She just really hates Trump.
Mm-hmm.
And every now and then in our family chat, she just posts something really stupid about Trump. And she posted something about the Renee Good thing. And I never say anything when she talks because I'm like, well, look, I like you, and I don't know how to argue without being blood sportsy, really. I do. It's just it was so stupid because then my brother-in-law was like, yeah, the statute of limitations, there is no statute of limitations for murder. So even if this administration doesn't prosecute him, the next one can. And I just want to be like, yeah, I thought I lived in America, but then yesterday, to my horror, I found out that a woman cannot be guaranteed safety while running her car into an officer of the law. Like, what a tragedy. Like, I don't want you to be dead, Renee Good. But you hit a guy with your car as he shot you. Like, I was arguing with a dude on Lobsters about that. He's like, he was clear of the car by the time he shot her. Like, no, he was bouncing off the hood, and he had no clue of knowing if he was going to be clear of the car, even if he knew, even if in split second he knew that he's falling to the right of it. He has no idea if she's also turning or to the left of it. He has no idea if she's also turning to the left.
I don't know about, like, they give the reports that there was internal bleeding and all that stuff. That seems a little far.
That's probably some ambulance chasing shit. That's maybe bruising. You could probably
that came out of CBS too, and people said, "Well, CBS," but then Tim Pool said, "Well, are they reporting what the hospital said, or they invent it?" But I had my leg ran over when I was in high school, and I was just like this, sitting in the car. I was stepping out of the car like this, just one leg out of the car, and my idiot friend saw some girls and started driving after them, and he didn't know I stepped out of the car, and it pulled my leg up under the tire, and it was just my foot was just right there, and it was just close to the tire, and it was almost like those, if you've ever seen like those industrial accident scenes where just suddenly you're stuck.
Yeah.
It's so dangerous. I had a broken leg. It messed up my senior year of football. I got in by the end of the season, but the first half of the season I was jacked up. And my foot got sucked under so fast. And, you know, it was just dangerous and stupid. But no, I don't think she was trying to kill him.
I think she was trying to kill him, but if there weren't ice on the ground...
She didn't care if she killed him if it meant her getting away.
Yeah, well, if there weren't ice on the ground, he'd have been mangled at least.
But also, I mean, I don't think shooting was going to stop or change anything for it. But
well, yeah, but like it might. Like in your head, that calculation is... I might die right here, but if I shoot her, there's more of a chance that I won't die than if I don't shoot her.
Yeah, but also I'm pretty positive. I mean, I haven't had the training in the past experiences. I'm positive if I was there in that moment, I wouldn't have shot. But just like Flip said last, like lawful but awful thing, like is justified. And then I watched entire episodes by Robert Barnes going over the legalities of it, and Rekieta Law going over the legalities of it, and the way people are lying about the legalities of it. People bring up that Felix versus Barn case, and that case went back, and the cop got exonerated in that case because they try to say stuff like it's illegal to go walk in front of a car. First off, she reversed into it and all that stuff. But every single one of those cases that says that you're not supposed to do it also says that once the motion of the thing, like even if that thing wasn't supposed to happen and you weren't supposed to do it that way, by the time the illegal thing starts happening, if there is a feasibility of a risk or danger, it cancels all out. And that's what that law says. That's what the Fifth Circuit sent back and people ruled on in that situation, is that still in the moment, if when somebody is fleeing, if there's feasible risk to the officer or anybody around them, it's lawful. That's what all of those court cases say. And go watch Rekieta Law do 5 hours on it, like I listened to this week. But
we had one in Idaho Falls a couple months ago, and the dude attacked, they showed up for a domestic dispute. The guy had been apparently threatening to kill his wife with a knife. He talks to the wife upstairs, goes downstairs, talks to the guy, and tells him, look, we're going to have to put you under arrest based on everything that's been said. You might clear your name, whatever, we'll see. And he looks compliant for a second, runs into the kitchen and grabs his knife and lunges at one of the cops who is feet away from him. And then the other cop shoots him. Mm-hmm. And as soon as that came out, people, even here in rural redneck Idaho Falls, there's people in the comment section being like, why do you have to shoot him? The guy just had a knife. Yeah, maybe he should have just shot the knife out of his hand, you fucking dipshit. And then the body cam footage comes out last week, and it justifies him even more. And it's also sad because the cop that shot him, his superior comes in after as they're trying to do life-saving medical attention to him, and the supervisors gets him out of there, and he's like, we need to get you back to the station, we need a statement. And he's like, are you okay? And the guy was like, I am very shook up. I just probably killed a guy. It fucked him up. Yeah. He shot a guy to save his buddy's life. A guy that was trying to kill his buddy, and it still fucked him up. They don't want to do it for the most part. There's obviously some loose cannon psychopaths out there, but your average, everyday, run-of-the-mill cop, he doesn't want to kill a person. Even if he doesn't care at all about the morality of it, he probably doesn't want the headache of the paperwork and the investigation. But most of them have feelings too, like a person.
Yeah.
And they're like, it would suck to kill a guy.
And the people like trying to pass off the stuff that the people are doing is like, it's just First Amendment right protesting. Like, no, it is not. And you all know that. You're being.
What does the First Amendment say about ramming somebody with your fucking car on purpose or accident?
Yeah, it's so ridiculous. But and then the whole town. I mean, I have clips and clips and clips and clips of it. And I thought I'd be playing most of them, but I mean, I wonder if they all see them. They probably don't all see them, but like it feels the same as the Summer of Love. When I was at the Summer of Love, every single night I've seen Andy Ngo just pump out clip after clip after clip of these people bombing, throwing Molotov cocktails at courthouses and stuff for 116 days or something like that. And I saw all the clips every single night like this. And it was the same thing. It's like a flashback every single night, just clip after clip after clip of them going and assaulting more of the ICE people by pushing them and kicking them and knocking them over, and they're not doing anything. Then last night there was another shooting, and the guy did shoot him in the leg. Maybe he was trying to do the thing that people are saying because he was attacked by a guy with a shovel.
Yeah, he was getting hit by a shovel, so I doubt he meant to hit him in the leg, but
yeah,
because you're taught to aim center mass. But like that was dumb, because then you see all the articles about it, like, oh, another guy's been shot in the leg this time by an ICE officer. And it's always like, there's a guy that was shoveling. He wasn't fucking shoveling. They went to arrest him. He got in a car, tried to flee the scene, crashed the car, got out, and then tried to beat them with a shovel.
John Fetterman went into detail about they are still at like a 70% rate of only arresting criminals. And I guarantee you the other 30% are people hanging out with the criminals, and which is what they said they were going to do from the start of this. And the only thing causing the danger and the problem are these people going and interfering and getting in the middle of it. They're not having these problems in other cities. That stuff's going on. And I would like people to like say, what are these guys supposed to do? Like, what do you imagine would be the proper way to go and get? And if you look at like the list of the people they're actually going after, it's rapists, pedophiles, all sorts of stuff like that. People that nobody wants in the community, not even the illegals, you know. And they're just getting in the way of them going and searching those people out. And they even mention stuff like Tom Homan mentions how in Minnesota, like if they would just give us access to the jail cells, it would be all be much more peaceful.
I know. How's that even legal?
Yeah.
To be like, oh yeah, we actually just don't cooperate with federal law.
Yeah. But I like this post because they're finding. I mean, I remember stuff we pulled up John Larson saying it forever ago on a show and all that stuff that Antifa doesn't even exist. And now you get the right is lying about left-wing violence, which we saw forever ago. Just a couple months ago, they were still pulling it. And now suddenly we finally got it. Liberals think Antifa isn't real, but it is. And it knows how to win. Okay. So it's finally real now. I like this. Watch this clip here. Have you seen this?
I'll defend a conspiracy theorist. Read a history book. How often does anybody know what's happening in history? We had a president in this country that couldn't walk. This is totally true. FDR, he was in a wheelchair because of polio. They didn't tell the American people, obviously, because they didn't want him to appear weak. Sure. But you don't think there were some uncles getting destroyed, getting obliterated out there because they were convinced the president couldn't walk? Just everybody around Thanksgiving table like, tell us, Uncle Johnny, about your theories. Like, the president can't walk. And they're like, really? Really? You're going to die on this hill. He's like, you can go up a hill. I swear to God. I'll always.
That's awesome.
You're going to die on this hill, are you? Really? Yeah.
I remember that dude, one of the work lefties, somebody was doing the 9/11 truther thing, and he starts like, I also get sometimes defensive of conspiracy theorists. I don't know, even I think their theory is dumb, just because like the apologetics against them can be really stupid. And he goes, oh, really? You think America did 9/11? He's like, yeah, I totally do. Think of Building 7. Think of the way that they collapsed like a controlled demolition. Think of how this and this and that. He's naming off all this stuff. He's clearly researched it more. And the guy's only response was, what possible motivation could the American government have to lie to the American people about that? And like, that thing you just said is retarded. He might be wrong. I don't know. But that thing you said, even if he's totally 100% wrong, that is retarded.
Yeah. I just got to pull this one last thing because we only got a couple minutes left, and we'd be remiss to miss out on the Supreme Court talking about stands in the thing. But I just wanted to pull one last little clip because I thought it was here. Oh, come on, work. It's glitching. Come on. Maybe not if it's not going to work. Here we go. Why does stuff always start on not?
Just pretend the Somalians are white guys who all happen to think that you can cut the clitoris off an awake 6-year-old with no anesthetic and a dirty piece of broken glass, who go to a warlord pedophile from hundreds of years ago for advice, who are all on welfare and stealing your stuff. Would you like to decrease the number of those people in your country? Guys, just pretend the Somalians are white guys who all...
The people they're rounding up, just pretend they're white guys. They are white. They are white criminals. Let's all just call them. We'll agree with your thing. Let's just call them all white. Go get them all. No. Risa said, I conspiracy theory. My sister-in-law at Christmas told her about Bohemian Grove. Oh,
yeah, that shit's weird. You can't really deny how fucking odd Bohemian Grove is.
This one was posted by Jacob, and I just kind of think of, like, you know, in these situations, because it's brought up to the Supreme Court with Title IX, and they were asking what is a woman in Title IX, and the woman didn't want to describe it. We could maybe like post it up, but they're saying, like, how are we going to talk about sex discrimination if we can't define what a woman is? And you kind of can't believe that it actually finally got to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court justices are just like, what is going on? I mean, I'm sure they've all heard about it before it getting there, but they have to.
Well, they're gonna. The silver lining to this one, and I've mentioned it to you earlier, is that they're definitely going to shoot it down because this is obvious bullshit. Even like I'll bet it's Ketanji Brown Jackson definitely dissents, and maybe one or two of the maybe Sotomayor dissents, but. This is just such a losing position. What I do look forward to is Ketanji Brown Jackson and her just retarded dissent piece that she writes about it. It's going to be amazing. And I said, I would bet real money that she uses the phrase "full stop" in it, and like
she does the Star Trek. She does the current day Star Trek writing in it.
Yeah, and then maybe even clapping emojis between each word.
Ketanji Brown is the first one to put emojis in a dissent.
Well, that just happened.
That just happened. Yeah, that's how it starts. And
let me guess, the French person is standing right behind me.
Judge Alito asked the question. Let me guess, he's standing right behind me. Yeah.
Why don't we just start there? Dr. Verma, I wasn't sure I understood your answer to Senator Moody a moment ago. Do you think that men can get pregnant?
I hesitated there because I wasn't sure where the conversation was going or what the goal was. I mean, I do take care of patients with different identities. I take care of many women. I take care of people with different identities. And so that's where I paused. I think, I wasn't sure where you were going with that.
Well, the goal is just the truth. So can men get pregnant?
Again, the reason I paused there is I'm not really sure what the goal of the question.
The goal is just to establish a biological reality. You just said a moment ago that science and evidence should control, not politics. Absolutely. So let's just test that proposition. Can men get pregnant?
I take care of people with many identities, but
can men get pregnant?
Many women that can get pregnant. I do take care of people that don't identify as women. Can
men get pregnant?
Again, as I'm saying,
let me just remind you testified to a moment ago. Science and evidence should control, not politics. Absolutely. So can men get pregnant? You're a doctor, I think.
Science and evidence should guide medicine.
Do science and evidence tell us that men can get pregnant? Biological men, can they get pregnant?
I also think yes/no questions like this are a political tool. And
no, yes/no questions are about the truth, doctor. Let's not make a mockery of this proceeding. This is about science and evidence. And I'm asking you, You know, the United States Supreme Court just heard arguments yesterday at great length on this question. This is not a hypothetical question. This is not theoretical. It affects real people in their real lives. And you're here as an expert, called by the other side as an expert. And you've been telling us that you follow, right, you're a doctor, and you follow the science and the evidence. So I just want to know, based on the science, can men get pregnant?
This never before.
My computer just crashed right on that too anyway.
Oh,
So,
did it?
yeah, welcome to the other one.
Never before has such an easy political layup just been fucking handed to the opposition as this. And honestly, to call it a layup is an insult to how difficult layups are. This isn't a layup. It's like you put a step ladder up for the person. Everybody got out of the way as you slowly walk up the step ladder and just drop the ball in the hoop, nothing but net, and they offer you a massage afterwards. Like this is not just a layup. This is the dumbest fucking thing. Even my lefty friends after the election, like, yeah, my wife was looking at me and she's like, yeah, the Democrats really sort of fucked themselves on the whole trans thing. Like, that was the thing they fucked themselves the most on. Yeah, but that's not the. I mean, obviously, immigration was terrible and all of the woke shit was terrible, but the trans stuff, yeah, that is the most obvious. The only way it could have been worse is if they had leaned into fat activism. That's seriously the only thing dumber that they could have done.
Did you see Oprah today?
Obesity isn't. Wait,
obesity causes you to eat a lot. Not
it was you don't overeat. You don't become obese by overeating. You overeat because you're obese.
Because you have the obese gene, so that's what. Yeah.
Matt Walsh,
backwards.
I think where Matt Walsh is best is because I like to do this too. Is coming up with just the stupidest analogy for shit like this, and because he said that he's like. You're not falling to your death because you jumped off a building. You jumped off a building because you're falling to your death.
Yeah. It doesn't make a lick of dang sense at all, any of it.
Like, how'd you get there in the first place, Oprah? What made you obese? These people just defy physics. You don't even have to know anything about diets. You don't have to know anything about biology at all. You just have to know just the tiniest amount about physics. Is that you can't just make something out of nothing. Your body, if it doesn't have energy to create fat with, it can't just like spawn more fat like some kind of a video game.
It's so goofy, and it's so goofy that I mean, you say they put the woke away, but they still have the ACLU there defending it at the Supreme Court. And her asking Judge Alito just asking what's a woman in the Supreme Court questioning, and her saying, well, I don't know why you're getting at that. Like, why are you getting at like, what are we even talking about here if we're talking about the rights of somebody?
It feels like it's dying to me. It feels like some dying gasps.
Yeah, but then it's still every single Star Trek new release, every single movie new release.
Well, yeah, but those things were in development when this shit was at its height, and
they got to cheer Wanda Sykes. They got to cheer Wanda Sykes if she accepts Ricky Gervais's award for.
Yeah, that's Hollywood. Hollywood will be the very last place to let go of the woke.
Yeah, and they'll just give up the ghost anyway because I mean, have you seen these AI things coming out lately? Like,
what do you mean? Like movies?
No, I mean, straight up some stuff that looks like the overlays that Jonathan used to do, but they're perfect.
Oh yeah,
there's some people are like they turn themselves into Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh yeah, I watched.
Show them in the top and the bottom, and it's just perfectly following them. And
I did watch that one that you sent. There was, I mean, if you look really hard, there's still some different, like in that Leo one that you sent. In that Leo one that you sent, he puts his hand in his pocket at one point, and then it just kind of fuses out of his pocket instead of him pulling it.
Fuses in the face is almost perfect, but there's like there most of the time it's perfect. There might be like a little thing, and I actually think it's because the person made a face that's not a face that Leo would make in a sort of sense, but it still just made the face.
Yeah, I can see that.
But it looks so freaking perfect. And I saw one where it was a guy just shuffling through all the cast of Stranger Things as he was moving around doing stuff, and it would just blink out of each one of them, and you're like, oh my gosh, and you totally see why they're all going on strike. There's a warning of a threat of them going on strike again pretty soon. because they're trying to wheel and deal for their likeness for the stuff, because that really is going to become really real. Yeah, I mean, I said in the future you're going to be able to say put Chris Farley in the Matrix, and even in my head is like, it's still probably a ways off. I think they could do it now. Like,
Yeah,
I think we could watch the entire Matrix with Chris Farley as Neo.
Holy fuck, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, I would love to do it. I would totally do that.
Out of that. We would become very, very jaded to it. I don't know, YouTube videos were so cool when like they first started coming out, and now it's to the point where when somebody sends you a YouTube video, it's almost like a fucking chore. Like, ugh. So somebody's gonna send you like the coolest thing ever. They'll be like, this is Christopher Reeve's Superman with modern special effects, and it also has all the other Superman, and they team up against all the other Lex Luthors, and then there's like Scarlett Johansson porn at the end, and you'll be like, ugh, a chore. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, I would use that unironically, just like not for a laugh. Like everybody knows, we talked about before here how in Bram Stoker's Dracula, Keanu Reeves destroys an otherwise perfect movie because his accent is as bad as mine reading Amelia earlier. And it is that bad. And I would just 100% use it, just either correct that or put an actual British actor in there and be like, perfect. We made Bram Stoker's Dracula perfect. We could fix it. We fixed it, you know? I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing redone Star Wars because I loved Star Wars. Yeah. I only hate what they did to Star Wars, and I hate Star Wars now, and I hate that I hate Star Wars because I'm like, wait a minute, if I really think back, I did love it like everybody else loved it, and it would be sweet to see it.
When you love the world, like even my only real defense of the prequels is that the world was cool, because the prequels were ass, and I don't think I'll ever be able to watch them all the way through again. Especially Attack of the Clones. Like the dialogue's not even as bad as people say. It's just all the actors are wooden, and they're not even bad actors. They're just I
wouldn't even go the red letter media discussion of it. I didn't like how it felt, and I thought the current most recent ones, which were way more terribly written, got the feel of it better, just in the sense of that it felt a little bit like the mixture of a real world that's kind of the feel of the lightsabers, the feel of the shoot, the feel of the world around him doesn't feel like also green screened.
Yeah, I guess I honestly, it's probably like a generational disconnect because I don't remember a time without the prequels. I was 7 years old when the first one came out, I think, and so like to me, growing up with Star Wars was the prequels and the original trilogy, and I thought the prequels were cool as hell when I was a little kid, but like that was because me and my brother would fast forward through all this stupid shit that we didn't care about and just watch the lightsaber scenes. But I like the world.
I'm down with the lightsaber scenes and all that stuff, even though like I get the red letter media complaint that there's like not the same drama in them. Sometimes they're kind of more just to be super cool.
Yeah, no, they're totally right. I'm just saying it.
But I would totally like just take the slightly better done aesthetic of the shitty 3 and just somehow put that in the original ones, and I wouldn't have much of a complaint of it even being wooden or bad.
Yeah, well, it's the fights. As an adult, I like the fight scenes of the original trilogy a lot better, especially in Return of the Jedi. I love that fight scene. I don't know, it's not like Luke like awakening this power that's always been within him. He just had to realize it was there. It was Luke understanding that he's not strong enough to do this, but he thinks he can reach the humanity buried in Darth Vader. And it's a really cool thing. Luke, for all intents and purposes, he's marching to his death.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like a cool prospect. And he's marching to his death with the faith that he can resurrect the humanity and his father. And it's the son saving the father from the belly of the well, you know. And
yeah, I miss loving Star Wars. I miss it. It's so jaded that I have tough even like crossing off and saying none of this ever happened except for the last 3, which is like I could totally do with the Matrix and stuff like that. But I would love it again and see people do better versions of it and things that even erased the crap that they did, because people can and will do that. And I'd be fine in my brain to take the erased, changed versions and not Disney's shitty canon of it.
Well, for sure, it's I don't know, because I'm trying to think of my criticisms. The original trilogy, I don't have very many criticisms of. I remember as a kid thinking Luke is whiny, and he is a little bit, but that's part of his character arc. By the Return of the Jedi, he's not whiny anymore. But that's, about it. And then the prequels, like, there was some shitty dialogue, there was some shitty acting, there was some terrible CGI. There was that really stupid scene when Anakin and Obi-Wan are fighting, and they just do this thing with their lightsabers where they wave it like, and they don't even try to hit each other or anything. They're just like, it's really. I'll send you the.
I had a thing, and this is in Star Wars a little bit, but like the original first little part of Uncanny Valley CGI stuff, I had immediate shutdown if there was any sort of riding of a beast. If there was any human riding a beast, it immediately looks so dang fake to me.
It does look pretty.
And that's just true of like 99 to 2010.
Yeah, but then the sequel trilogy is just, there's almost no redeeming traits.
No, I didn't watch the last two. I still have not watched the last.
Well, the first one was just nothing. That's all it was.
It was nothing. I didn't really have a terrible problem with it at first. And the first scene of it, I had a little bit of a buzz of old Star Trek just because it felt right, just like the feel of the lightsabers and the feel of the thing. But then
the second one was Subversion. It in itself wouldn't have been a terrible movie.
I won't watch it.
It's not a good Star Wars movie. And then the third one is just Damage Control. And I will say it's the funnest I've ever had in a theater is watching The Rise of Skywalker.
I can't. Maybe one of these days I'll sit through them, but I can't. Like I know everything that happens to them beat to beat. I've listened to the Mahler breakdown of them and all that stuff.
Yeah,
the Mahler with the every frame of painting 12-hour breakdowns of them, but I have not sat and watched them. And
there's this great Red Letter Media clip when Mike Stoklos is doing one of his Mr. Plinkett reviews of the prequel trilogy, talking about how shit they are, and he briefly mentions something about they need like a new innovative director to take the reins, somebody like J.J. Abrams.
Yeah.
and then when he does his like review of The Force Awakens, episode 7, he's like, "This is not my fault, okay? When I said that, I did not know how shit J.J. Abrams can be."
Have you ever seen the theories of Jar Jar's was supposed to be a Sith?
I hate everything around Jar Jar. Because that's when people started criticizing Jar Jar as like he's not the worst part.
No, but I'm saying
I know what you're talking about. It's people.
I actually thought that would have been, because if that was a concept that George had and abandoned, if he'd written that out, I actually would have gotten behind that, just for the sense of the juxtaposition of switching, because it was already there of like Yoda, the cute little puppet, actually turns out to be the biggest, baddest.
Yes, I don't know. I think
and the most annoying shit bag ever actually turns out to be throwing sand in your face Jedi.
He got banished. Why'd he get banished? Because he's too retarded.
I could get behind Jar Jar's Sith theory, and I've seen people break it down how like you could set up that he was sabotaging everything in that first one, and throwing people off the scent by being a shitty bullshitter, which is a juxtaposition to Yoda.
Did I ever tell you about the time I tried to watch the Clone Wars animated series?
No.
So many of my friends told me, "You got to watch it. You'll like it."
I heard people like him. I know Ryan Cannell likes them and all that stuff, and he's
I know. I tried. I started watching him in order, and I was like, "This is dumb. This is a kids show. This is dumb. I'll keep trying to like. It gets good after a while."
Okay,
and then I got like 14 episodes in, and I just had to call it quits because the episode I got to, Jar Jar, through being a fucking retard, accidentally liberates an enslaved planet. I'm like, I am not doing this anymore. This is stupid.
Okay, one thing I felt like I've never gotten in my life, which I've heard kind of happens in those clone things, and you were kind of expecting to happen in this later stuff, is getting to witness all-powerful Luke. And
Yeah.
I've never witnessed all-powerful Luke, and I heard that there was lore that Luke became all-powerful Luke. And you watched that. What was that one about them getting the plans to attack the Death Star?
Rogue One.
Rogue One, which I thought was okay. But that one scene where Darth Vader just comes out and kicks the shit out of everybody is a pretty dang cool scene.
Yeah, it was fan service done right.
But I've always been like, I've always wanted to see that Luke Skywalker. Like,
yeah, so have I. It's just, I don't know. It's any IP that involves superpowers of any kind. If it runs long enough, it just gets so fucking dumb with power creep. Because
it does, but we never saw Luke do that even once.
Yeah, no, I think movie Luke at his peak would have been really cool, right? But it was funny just hearing about the extended universe. At first, when Disney was like, yeah, none of that's canon, we're doing our own thing, I was like, that's a lazy and stupid move. And then you hear more about the extended universe, and it gets to the point where like Luke uses the Force to collapse a black hole. And you're like, that's retarded. That's okay. I would have done the same thing.
Yeah, I just want to see him have at least one scene as super badass as that Darth Vader scene.
You know? I get it, but like Luke's story wasn't to be a badass. No. It was a story of faith.
But I thought there's supposed to be some story that there's lore that he became the biggest badass in the world. That if he even came around, everybody's like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, for sure. It's in the extended universe. I never read any of it,
but even if you only like saw a moment of that, but still he just had the lore of people coming around like, oh shit, it's not just haha Jedi or joke and a myth. It's oh shit, that's Luke Skywalker, run,
Yeah, that would be cool to see.
Anyway, Chris, if you're ready to watch Star Wars, need to watch some of the robot chickens. I've definitely seen some clips of the robot chickens, but I haven't watched all of them. It'd be good to watch that. But I don't know, I'm nostalgic for when I liked it, not even just feeling the feeling of having liked it. I'm nostalgic for when Star Trek was the thing that it used to be and stuff before it all got ruined and all that. And I'm past the point of, it's funny how long it took me to get the picture of not being excited that something's getting rebooted. I still did it 20 times past knowing that it was stupid. Like, oh boy, Running Man, yeah. Wait, this isn't gonna be that good. Well, Edgar Wright, it could be good. And I've heard it's like just as like a normal action movie, it's fine, but no, it's not Running Man. But anyway, I got to go and walk in this puppy.
Hey, I tell you, we there's two words we got to retire. It's fuck and retard, and the reason we got to retire them is I have a rule. It's funny words as soon as really lame people start saying them routinely.
Yeah, now that
so like now a bunch of Democratic politicians are trying to say fuck.
A Minnesota mayor saying it, and then retard was in one battle after the other. So
well, it was also Ben Shapiro's been saying it lately, and I like Ben Shapiro all right, but he's not cool. Like he is the least cool. If I wouldn't be surprised to find out he was a virgin, honestly, that's how uncool he is. So when he says retard, you're like, ah, shit, I gotta.
We're like that guy in Portlandia. You might have seen the Portlandia. Like, this is so over. This is so over. Have you seen that one?
I don't think so.
There's a clip of he's a hipster, but he's going around and he's seeing like this. He's got a skateboard and he sees this banker guy. And this is so over. And he throws away the thing and then watches him. This is so over. And every single thing is so over until they both automatically flip and they're totally the other person. And then the other person looks, who is now the hippie, looks at other guy who's the corporate dude, and he sees him take some of the same coffee, and then he goes, "This is so over." So the cycle starts over. But yes, yeah, I agree. It's not cool anymore. But anyway, I gotta run. Take this dog here. It's gonna get too late, and he's gonna be mad at me. So,
alrighty.
Thanks for chilling, everybody.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Rest in peace, Scott Adams, you racist fuck.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Hopefully you're with Jesus. Whatever.
Yeah. It's not working.